it's so awesome. He can just like that. This.
Yeah, just cut in.
What do you mean cut in? We don't do that.
I mean, yeah, we don't do that.
We ain't never done that.
Hey, welcome back to IDIOTSYNCRATIC, where Justyn has a little pee-pee.
Yo!
Little tiny pee-pee.
What's up?
Yep.
World.
Yep. This is the show where Justyn licks butt.
All around the world.
Yeah, and today we're talking...
That's not the right thing. Oops.
What's that, autoplay?
Something like that. I meant to play this.
Motherfucker, I eat everything. I eat the pussy, I eat the butt, I eat every motherfucking thing.
All right, welcome to the show where we eat everything. Because we stay hungry.
Stay hungry.
We lit.
Stay
hungry. Yes, sir. I'm your host today.
Host Malone.
Yeah, I'm your host, Malone. My name is Alex. That's Japanese for Alex. Joined by my buddy, my friend, my pal, my co-host. Mostly just my co-host. Justyn, little co-host fingers.
What's up, nigga?
That's offensive.
Racist motherfucker.
No, you are.
I played it for myself, man.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about that, Arthur?
What you mean? Feel about what?
Nothing.
That's what I thought.
As you can see, today we're joined by a special guest. His name is Arthur.
Hey.
Glad to have you
Yeah.
on, man. It's been too
Artichoke.
long.
Oh,
It's been too long since we haven't had you on.
Artichoke.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear where he got the name Artichoke from, you can go listen to the audio only version.
Mm-hmm. The listen only is the version to listen to.
There's much more contents on that one.
There's actually a lot of content on those.
Yeah, but we just figured that you don't want to sit and look at our faces for that long, so we just kind of cut to the chase on these this video versions. You know what I'm saying?
But we like looking at your faces.
Thanks, man. Look at that.
I don't understand why.
We need him on more.
I realize that a lot of people consume their podcasts through YouTube.
Yes.
But I tried to do it, and I found it a little weird.
Awkward, kind of.
Yeah, like,
maybe we should start uploading the the audio only versions on YouTube also.
Oh, like with just a blank screen or something? Maybe, yeah.
Something, yeah.
Because you're just looking at us looking at each other.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
but people like to see that because they don't want to miss anything.
and I'm like picking my toes and stuff. You know.
They want to see you in your natural habitat.
All right,
Picking his toes.
fair enough.
You and all your rosy
Yeah,
cheeks.
I'm picking my toes and
Picking my toes. What?
and my nose.
Yeah.
Don't pick your nose, bro. It's nasty.
It's itchy now because we're talking about it. Does that ever happen? Okay, today we're getting into I Don't Feel So Good. And man, F Brown. And also, Arthur's a good sport and he came prepared. He brought his own interest, which is
What?
measuring cups of sand.
Oh. Doing my best Lil Jon impersonation.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any further ideas on what I Don't Feel So Good could be?
What? Okay, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember like somebody saying it in a movie.
And then they like blew up or something.
Like, I don't feel so good.
They didn't feel so good.
And then something happened.
And then something happened.
Or they drank something and was it Harry Potter when they drank the no, I think they did say that though. Like, not saying that this is your interest, but I might be wrong. But I think on Harry Potter when they drank the polyjuice potion.
Which was that one?
The second one.
No, I mean, what's the polyjuice
chamber of
potion?
cigarettes? Oh, polyjuice potion.
Is that where they go invisible or something?
No, it's where they change to look like the Slytherin, so they can go talk to Malfoy.
I do remember that.
They think Malfoy knows who the heir of Slytherin is, so they try to infiltrate. No,
That ain't done. Be it.
they drink it and it's like I don't feel so. Wait, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. There you go. In it.
Yeah,
Bollocks.
I'm taking the piss out of myself.
I'm royalty. Okay, so I got nothing.
There we go.
All right.
I ain't heard that in a minute.
All right. Well, this is for Arthur because you never got to take part in that. So we'll have a ceremony.
Let's all do it right now.
Yeah. Hey, what are we drinking today, Justyn?
We're drinking some of that sweet, sweet, sweet urban alchemy. Of course, we're going to stick with this blonde roast for a little bit. It's actually taking us what the hell is that?
It's my new sound bit.
Of course, it's taking us a lot longer than we thought it would to finish off the blonde roast, but that's because we don't want it to end. And We found out some new brew techniques and an art form to make it last longer and to make it taste so damn good. But it's 100% Colombian Supremo.
Yum.
Smooth, medium body, crisp acidity, sweet with nutty notes. And you can taste those nutty notes for sure, my man.
Especially on the nutty palate of your tongue.
Yep. You get used to it.
Switch it
real quick.
around and then the nutty palate.
I know we said this before, but it rings true every single time. If you're not used to drinking black coffee, this might be the one to start with, just because
it's a gateway coffee.
It's so easy to just get into and just enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Arthur, this is your first time having it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Urban Alchemy, you dig it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I had to check them out.
Right on.
There it is. So Urban Alchemy Coffee and Wine Bar, you can find them at 403 East Main Street in Arlington. If you live around the area, stop by.
Yeah, try it out.
Tell Tony and the guys that the idiot sent you and that you're an idiot too and that you just want to pay some money for some coffee and they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Justyn loves their cappuccinos.
Oh my God.
I like their Americanos because
good.
I'm more of a hard ass.
We still have to go back and try the Tony's Pick. And some more, some more of the food.
Tony's Pick.
We need to go.
Oh, I want that freaking meat plate, man.
Yeah.
They had like pastrami.
They got the gabagool.
Oh, wait, they have prosciutto? I think they do, right? Prosciutto.
Yeah.
You like prosciutto?
Yeah.
I love like meat in
The
general.
cold cuts, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I love like cured meat. Yeah, cold cuts.
Yeah.
Just meat.
I want a meat plate with a cheese plate with a bowl of wine when I go next time.
Place too?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, they got cheese too. It's because it's a wine bar. It's half coffee bar, half wine bar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they
And if you stand right in the middle of where they split, like one half of you is like coffee flavored and the other half of you is completely purple.
Yeah.
It's very disorienting.
No, but it's actually a really chill spot too, just to hang, just to go do homework and stuff. We see college kids in there sipping their Joe.
What are the hours?
They're open from 7 a.m. to what time, Alex?
I forgot.
10 p.m. That's right, Alex. Monday through Saturday.
I was gonna say all day because
It's basically
like
all day. Yeah, it's basically all day. They cover all your bases. Anything before 7 a.m., PU. Anything after 10 p.m., PU.
Yeah.
I'm in bed both of those intervals.
Yeah, I think there's some old adage where it's like nothing good ever happens before 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. or after 10 p.m.
Yep. Old Mexican proverb that has been passed down through our families for generations.
Mexican wives' tales.
Yeah. So yeah,
They all have stuff to do with eggs.
go check them out. Go spend money there because these guys were good enough to give us this coffee and to make our days, to make our weeks just that much better.
Yeah, and to make our podcast better. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. We got a hot debate running right now.
Yeah,
which of us is better, caffeinated or alcoholinated us?
Yeah.
So
And
Alcohol.
alcohol.
right,
There it
we
is.
gotta vote
But
for
hold on.
alcohol.
After tasting the coffee,
I still like y'all drunk.
when we're drunk.
yeah,
I like it when y'all drunk.
maybe one day we can get some of that sweet, sweet wine from them.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Yeah. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Make sure to stop by there. Let them know the idiot sent you. Let them know that you want some of that sweet, 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 sweet coffee poured into your gullets, and they'll do it for you.
My mouth hole.
Yeah, have a Tony's pick.
Yeah, have a Tony's Pick. I want that so bad.
What is a Tony's Pick?
We don't know.
It's assorted.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
It's like a sampler.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a sampler of some good stuff.
Tony's the man with the plan.
All right. Yeah. So, man, F Brown. What is that about?
What is that?
God.
I have no idea.
Okay, are you sore?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be about your rigorous regimen of recusing your muscles to become as
Recusing.
to become as brown as possible
I need to Google that one.
by
I don't
hitting
know.
that brown belt.
Hey.
Oh, nah.
Was I close up to that point?
It's going
Of
to take
the-
a long time. I still have probably about over a year
Yeah,
till Brown. Right?
True.
but not if you believe.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
got-
still, no matter.
You got to do your thing, man.
Like, I know. Maybe if I just start wrecking tourneys. Maybe.
Maybe.
But even still,
Yeah.
What is attorney?
a tournament.
Okay.
You never heard that before?
No.
What in
Okay.
the hell?
I thought you watched
I
Twitch.
thought you from Birmingham.
Oh, you said you don't watch Twitch. No, Greenbow, Alabama.
Alabama.
No, Mississippi, right?
Mississippi.
Yeah. Shout out to Mississippi.
Sip, sip.
Sip, sip.
Hey, hashtag Mississippi.
I will absolutely hashtag it. As
Yeah.
the spokesman for all of Mississippi, I will hashtag it for you.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I don't know what man F Brown could be.
I guess we'll just have to find out
I
later.
guess we'll just have to find out when you tell me.
All right, measuring cups of sand. Sandbagging. Bam, I guessed it.
Look at that. How'd you look at you? You're so good.
Well, he said sort of, kind of, but not really.
So it's about, are you a sandbagger?
No.
I was about to
Course
say.
not.
About to say.
He has too much respect for the arts.
Good.
For the
Dark arts.
Dark arts.
He said arts.
So did you go up against a sandbagger?
No. Not directly. Coaching.
You coach sandbaggers?
Yeah.
No, you coached somebody who went against a sandbagger? Or you coached someone
I coached
who
somebody
was a sandbagger?
Went against a sandbagger.
Okay, I bet that's
Oh.
infuriating.
Yeah, I bet. Definitely infuriating for sure.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get into that in just about right now.
Who's going
He
first?
caught you, bitch.
Who's going first? You
Oh,
want to rock?
right.
You want to Rochambeau this hoe?
Yeah.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
So offensive. So offensive.
I love that one so much.
Okay, I'll go first. Just to get out of the way. Mine's gonna be really short.
Oh. Man F Brown.
I haven't had a rant in a while.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've been too happy, man. We've been
too happy. We've been loving
too,
life.
Too loving life
Yeah,
for sure.
There hasn't been enough anger. Anger what?
Anger what?
All right.
You remember that one?
Anger nigga.
Whoa! What was that?
You're racist.
Can a black person really be racist?
I
We
know.
had this debate. Yes.
That's the question.
That's the question for sure.
And the answer is yes.
I agree.
All right, so I'm going first today. And
Man F Brown.
per Arthur, black people can get sunburn.
Yes.
All right, so there's that.
You want to know something terrible about that?
Absolutely.
So, one of the main reasons that black people were used as slaves was because they were able to survive longer in the sun
Yeah.
to pick cotton.
Well, that's just practical.
You know what? I'm gonna give you one of those. You you broke the barrier of racism and just became practical, just beyond belief.
I mean, it's not racist to say that they're the superior race because they can last longer in the sun.
Look at that.
You know, white people are so fragile.
Yeah.
You got to have like those fucking dopey ass visors and your SPF like
Yeah.
190 and shit.
Yeah. So condescending.
Did you just take a picture of me?
Yeah. With my eyes.
Mental picture?
Yeah.
Man, you have an aggressive ass blink. Wait, stare straight into the camera and give them one of those. Oh man, look at that.
It's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, hey,
This entire time.
hey, thumbs up for the blink.
There it is.
Yeah, and also comment, subscribe, hit
Like,
the notification, all that shit. Whatever.
Re-Vero us.
Yeah, whatever.
We have
Oh,
one
yeah,
post.
Vero.
We have one post on Vero.
Dude, I have a personal Vero that I haven't done jack shit on. I think I posted
Same here.
once and I never even looked at it
Same
again.
here. It's gone, man. It's off my phone.
R.I.P. Vero. All right, so man, F Brown.
What is that?
Well, maybe F Brown. Okay, I'll get this. This is what happened.
There's a maybe in there too.
Boy, do I have a story for you guys.
Oh shit.
This was so infuriating for myself. / like stress filled / I don't know.
It's a lot of
Like,
words.
It was just it was a big mental drain on me this past week. Bless you.
That's the best one I've had yet.
Okay, so this is how it starts off.
What had happened was.
See, I actually debated a lot if I should say what specifically was the company that I made a purchase from, because I don't want to seem like a weirdo, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just lay it all out there.
UPS.
You know, you guys know me. Yeah, it's about UPS. But no, but okay. So I'm talking about like who I bought something from.
Okay.
It was bodybuilding.com. Okay, make fun of me because I spend too much money on
He likes
supplements.
to take care of his body. What a queer.
I know, but because people are gonna be like, "Oh, wow, that's way too much money just for supplements." You know, you could just eat more steak or something. I don't know.
What?
But who cares? But look, that's me, man. I buy a lot of supplements. Okay. So,
Sometimes you got to supplement yourself.
yeah.
Note, I got a protein I want you to try.
Oh, awesome.
Tastes like juice.
What?
Oh, that sounds gross.
No, it's actually.
Is it a male vitality pill you can
Is
get
it-
from Alex
it's just
Jones?
Protein. It
Is
has
it-
the juice consistency though.
But is it creamy juice?
No,
Really?
Yeah.
But it's protein.
Yeah, they got a gummy bear flavor. Tastes just like gummy bears.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely try that out.
You motherfuckers talking about?
Right?
Right.
No, cool. So I'll definitely try that out later. But this is also kind of an unsponsored plug, I guess. If you're looking to get supplements, I love bodybuilding.com. Their prices are competitive, but beyond that, they periodically have really crazy sales where they'll have like, all right, so this one thing is on sale for buy one, get one half off. And here's a coupon code for an extra 20% off all of our sale items.
Damn.
So it's like you stack up your like, if you're
savings, basically.
Yeah, exactly, right. So this is what happened. I was like, here's some stuff I need. So I made a purchase, right? It was like about maybe like 120 around there of worth of stuff. And it was just stuff I needed, right?
Yeah. What was it? Okay, the price that you paid, that's a lot of money, 120. But was it comparable to how much stuff you were getting? Was it worth it?
No, I don't ever not get a good deal when I
okay, good.
when I buy for them,
Okay.
It wasn't like the best deal that time because it was just stuff that I was like low on. You know what I mean? Because like I'm almost out of whey protein, which some people are like, hey, just eat better. But it's like, no, I take whey protein and I believe in it. It's good for convenience sake and like a lot of stuff, just getting your macros in. So I take whey protein, right? But so that was just something that I needed. So I went ahead and bought it. Maybe not a great sale, which I normally tend to wait for sales. But then they busted out a random sale that I didn't think they would, and it was a May the 4th sale.
Oh,
like May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So they rolled out a sale just for that. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll just have random sales. Sometimes it's every
and for
holiday.
not even like a real holiday either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and then I was like, crap, I don't really need this stuff, but I could kind of stock up on it because like this deal is like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I know I'm gonna need it eventually. I might as well buy it now and just like let it sit in my thing for a little bit, like in my pantry.
Yeah. All right, because you're gonna buy it later at some point. Why not get it now cheaper?
Exactly. I will end up buying it. So exactly. So I went ahead and this one was more expensive, but I got even more stuff. So I want to say it was about $140 the second order. Like that was 2 days later.
Question: Do you buy
Holy
monthly,
shit.
or do you buy like
Do I buy what?
monthly? Like you buy your month supply, or do you buy a 2 month supply?
No, I try to get. It really depends on the sales and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I try to get the biggest quantity that I can because I like to be stocked up on it, and I like that's why. So Natalie, when we first got together, she was kind of like, "Whoa, like that." I feel like that's way too much to spend on supplements, But then she started seeing that, like, I don't buy it monthly. You know what I mean? Like if I buy like maybe say $100 order, most of the time like that stuff will last me like maybe 2 months or something like that. Maybe even longer.
That's just your restocking time.
Yeah,
basically.
it kind of just depends. So if you think of it like groceries, you know what I'm saying? Like how often do you spend $100 on groceries and it lasts you that long? You don't.
True.
Right? $100 of groceries like lasts like a week.
Right.
For one person, like not even two people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you got 3 people to worry about.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Oh, Ryan needs his Hot Pockets for sure.
He's gonna burn himself with that lava.
Yeah, I know. There's only 2 settings on Hot Pockets: iceberg, lava. And they're like seconds apart usually.
I love that they're like elements. I can imagine it being like Ninpo lava.
Yeah, Nutsai lava. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, that goes down smooth.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I make, just set the stage. I make 2 orders, approximately 2 days apart. Where do I go from here? I get, I always follow the notifications. See, I'm the kind of guy who kind of obsesses over my packages. Well, at least I used to be.
I think that's a millennial thing because I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that's the best one I've ever heard, dude. Right here.
I miss so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I am too. Like, thank God we installed the doorbell because it has a camera on it. So as soon as UPS comes up, I'll get on with them basically, and I'm just like, yeah, just leave it right there.
Yeah. And
Don't touch it.
I live in an apartment complex.
Yeah.
So there's even another level of like shit.
It
you know what I'm
possibly
saying?
being taken.
Yeah. And I'm kind of lucky because at my apartment complex, my dad lives at that apartment complex too, like kind of like in the middle. And so we don't actually live close together, but it's like it's not close either.
But he can keep an eye on it.
Yeah, if I get a notification and it's like your package is here, I can be like, hey dad, can you
Go grab it.
Yeah, can you grab it and put it in your house? I'll get it later.
Yeah.
And then recently my brother lives there too now, you know, and his apartment is on the other side of the apartment complex, right? So sometimes I'll call him, I'll be like, hey, I have a package, can you just like keep an eye on my door?
Yeah.
And if you see it, like grab it for me, you know, stuff like that. But even not even just that, but I used to check every day and just like I knew that my package was gonna be here. Say I was being cheap, right? And I was like, it's a 5-day shipping. I would check every day. I'd be like, where is it now?
Where's this?
It's in Ohio. Oh, now it's in whatever.
Now it's in Mississippi.
And I would see it coming, you know, and I'd be like, oh, it's coming tomorrow. I'm so excited, you know. And I don't do like unboxing videos, but I get like the thing of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thrill.
And, like Natalie knows if I ever get a package, she is not to unopen it. I mean, she is not to open it.
Yeah.
Unopened.
Yeah. Even if it's like for her, like I'm like, hey, I ordered you something. And it comes, and she's like, "Oh, this is mine." Like she can't open it. She has to wait for me to get home so I can open it and be like, "Yeah." There's something about it. You know what I'm saying? I get out my overly sharp knife and I cut that tape, which that I could probably cut with a butter knife.
I got this.
And then I open it, and I'm like, "Oh, they chose this type of packaging, fucking cheap asses." You know.
Uniform
And I
distribution.
pull it out, and I'm like, "Oh, any coupons or stickers?" You know, like I just love the
Which
whole.
surprisingly, a lot of the time there are stickers, coupons. I got shirts when I bought my kit from AJP. I forgot what episode. We were drunk that episode. Whatever episode that was, we talked about. Yeah,
one of the good ones.
One of the good ones. Yeah,
Was it one of the good ones? He's talking about.
I think it was Wine
the
Babies.
Wood, the wood.
The big loud wood. Yeah,
Wine Babies.
Big loud wood.
Yeah, 2 shirts packed in that kit.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2 shirts, stickers, business cards, you name it. And I was just
Damn.
like, this is dope.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I already obsessive over packages and stuff, but
You think it's like that Christmas Day mentality? Like, it's time to open these presents. It's time to get stuff,
yeah,
you know?
Kind of, yeah. I think so. And it's also just like a product of the world we live in now.
Yeah.
You know?
Materialistic, like joy by materialism, I guess. I don't know.
I guess so. But it's like in the 90s, if you wanted some shit, you had to go find some like specialty place and like go to GNC and they got shit prices.
Oh, okay. I know what
else,
you mean now.
Who else sells that? So
Yeah.
you're like, I guess I just got to buy it. But it's like now you can shop around the internet and they just
find
just
the
get
best
it.
price and then find the deals and the coupons and
Yep. And then you're always like a little bit worried, like what happens if it gets lost in the mail or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But who knows? But it never happened, so you're like, cool. Who cares? Let me just keep doing this. So I get a notification from UPS, right? It's like your package is coming tomorrow, and I assume it's the first package that I ordered, right? Because it's my first notification.
Yeah.
And bodybuilding.com, they kind of use, like, it seems like, well, lately they've been using the same carrier, but sometimes they'll use different ones just depending on like if you overnight it or like what kind of shipping you use. You know, they use different ways of getting it to you.
Usually the cheapest is like USPS.
Yeah,
Because they lose and break everything.
Yeah, sometimes they'll use USPS. They use different ones, right?
Yeah.
But I've always had good experience with bodybuilding.com. Customer service is good. You know, I've never had any issues on that side. But so I get a UPS notification and I'm already like, oh, shit. Because UPS, you have to sign for the package, right? You have to.
Sure.
Okay.
And while that's a good thing because you know your package won't get stolen, it's also a giant pain in the ass for someone who works for a living.
For a normal person, basically.
And
it works 8 to 5.
they give you a random ass window, and then if
From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. sometime.
Yeah, and if you're like, I can't make that window, you have to try to like go online, try to change the window. It's a pain in the ass. Their website is not user friendly at all.
This is true.
I got a story about that too.
It is a bitch. Okay, but you have to wait.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, it's a bitch trying to like change it because it's not user friendly.
Yeah.
Even trying to go like call in and go through their customer service.
Oh,
is
good
annoying.
luck.
Yeah, so that sucks. And if they come and then they'll put a sticker on your thing and it'll
Sorry,
be like,
we missed you.
Yeah, it'll be like, we tried. Maybe we'll try it tomorrow. Or now lately they're like,
I don't
hey,
know. Who knows?
yeah, but now they're like, you have to come pick it up, right? So somehow, okay, so they're like, we're coming tomorrow, and they give a window that's like not even fucking like I'm not even gonna be there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, fuck, we'll see what happens. I'm like, I might try to, I don't know, call in. We'll see what happens, right? And I get a notification saying your apartment number wasn't included. So,
Oh man.
yeah. And so I'm already excited because I'm excited for my package to come. I'm already thinking like, hey, I'm working out tomorrow. I'm going to take it like before, like I'm already like calculating.
You're gonna be all ready for it.
Yeah, I'm already calculating what I'm going to use, right? And I know for a fact that bodybuilding.com has my apartment number, right? Not only did they have it on my personal like profile, my bodybuilding.com profile has my apartment number, but also I always pay using my PayPal, and my PayPal has my apartment number in the billing address.
Yeah.
So that's twofold that bodybuilding.com has my apartment number. So I was like getting mad at bodybuilding.com. I was like, why the fuck do they? Because I was like, this is the second time this happened where they didn't give UPS my fucking apartment number.
Yeah.
So I'm getting mad at them, right? And then I get another notification. They're like, you can pick it up tomorrow at this location. And I was like, so the first time it happened, they sent it to the airport, which is close to my house. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, that's not too bad. This time they sent it to like basically downtown Fort Worth. So it was like it was like 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
But I had to go after I got off work, so it was like even further plus with traffic because I work like in Dallas. So I mean, the local people will understand what I'm talking about, but for other people, let's just say it's really fucking inconvenient. Especially when they could have sent it to the other UPS place that is right by me, right?
Imagine going 30 miles in rush hour traffic. That's basically what you had to do.
Yeah, exactly. So it was annoying as fuck, right? So then I'm like, all right, well, I'll go tomorrow after work and get my package. It's fine. It's cool, whatever. It's inconvenient, but it'll work out.
At least you know it's there and you can get it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So then I get a notification from FedEx, and it's like, your package is delivered. So I'm like, okay.
What?
This is probably my second package,
okay.
right? Most likely that's my second package. And I get a notification from bodybuilding. They're like, hey, your package was delivered and everything. So I'm like, cool. My second package delivered. I got to go do this bullshit. And so tomorrow rolls around, the day that I'm going to go pick up my package. And it's like, I get a notification that's like, your package has been picked up.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. And this is at about 10 o'clock while I'm at work.
Your package has been picked up?
Yeah, so I look at it, and it says front desk, and then it says picked up by Pseudo, my last name. No first name, it just says Pseudo. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the shit?
Wah, wah.
I call UPS customer service, and I'm like, So I told them the whole story. I was like, my apartment number wasn't there, so they send it for me to be picked up, and then it said that somebody picked it up just now, and for sure nobody picked it up. I was like, my wife is at home. Like, what could have happened? And they're like, it was just a mistake. They put that in the computer when they received it into the place, so you can just go pick it up. It's there for you to pick up.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So
Sounds like BS.
yeah, so that's what the customer service person told me. That they're like, when they received it into the place, that they received it in the computer wrong.
Okay.
So it made it seem like it was picked up, but it's actually there for me to pick up. So I'm like, okay, cool.
All right.
I'm like, everything is fine in the world. I'm gonna get off work. I'm gonna go to that spot that's super far away, and I'm gonna go get my package.
Again, in rush hour traffic.
Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get my package. All right. So I go over there, and then the lady's like, "Oh, it says it was picked up already." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I called customer service, and they said it was here though." And she was like, "Oh, what is it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a bodybuilding.com package. Like they always have like their own box, and it's blue and white." She's like, "Oh yeah, I know those because I used to order from them too." So
you're like, yeah. Go get my package, please.
Yeah. She was like, "I'll get it. I know exactly what it looks like." Long time goes by, maybe like 5 minutes. It feels like a long time when you're just fucking standing there.
Yeah.
She comes out. She's like, well, we don't have it back here. Let me look into it. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then she goes and tells her manager. Like, it was like this whole big ordeal. I'm just standing there. And then she's like, oh, the manager's trying to get a hold of the person who sent it out. And then it was even kind of like stuff like, she was like, is this your driver's license number? And I was like, what the fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
How does that ever come into play?
I know, right? But so like, because I look on there and then I'm like, no, that's not my driver's license number. I showed her my driver's license number. And I was like, no, it's not. And then she's like, oh, is this your signature? I'm like, no, like I fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It says like John Elway or something.
yeah, so she was like, well, does anybody live at your apartments with your last name? And I was like, yeah, but I already talked to him because I had already asked my dad, hey, did you get my package? No. I asked my brother, hey, did you get my package? No. Those are the only two people who have my last name at my apartments, right? So I'm just like freaking out now because somebody picked up my package. Yeah. And so the person who actually gave my package away called the front desk lady and told her, and she was like, okay, so yeah, somebody picked up your package and their last name was Pseudo. They provided their driver's license. So that's kind of what protects us, like basically saying like it's not their fault. They're like,
We did our due diligence.
Yeah.
They gave us the information that...
Exactly. They're kind of admonishing themselves, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know anybody who's like 6 foot in your family? I'm like, no, look at me. I'm like fucking short, you know? And I was like, well, did he look Mexican? And she was like, maybe. I couldn't really tell.
Could have been Filipino.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I was like, what the fuck, man? So I'm like, okay, somebody took my package. I was like, all right, this probably happens all the time.
Is this the first time it's happened to you?
No, yes, it is.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, this probably happens all the time, right? It's probably, like, this is something that I was always scared of happening because how could it not, right? There's people out there who are crooks.
Especially in an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Who knows who could be there?
Exactly, right? Maybe there's some kind of, like, I don't know, like, insurance built in. I don't know. But, so I was like, okay, so what do I do now? And the fucking UPS lady was like, I don't know. This has never happened to me before.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No training.
So I'm kind of
Go grab your manager right now.
No, I'm just like in complete disbelief because I'm just like, all I know is I paid for a package. Okay.
When you have to break it down to like the bare bones basic argument,
and somebody,
that's when it's bad.
And somebody took it, and it's not me, right? And I'm just freaking out so hard because I'm I'm battling anger / sadness / like what the fuck do I do now /
confusion.
Yeah, okay, and because they're like, oh, the person even knew your address because they were like, that's why she thought it was one of my
family members.
Family members, exactly.
Well, if they left the slip, wouldn't the address be on the slip if they leave?
Well, yeah.
That's for the.
Well, they didn't leave a slip though because they didn't even try because they're like, I don't have an apartment number, so they just left. Okay. But they're like, they knew that the package was here, they knew the address, and they had the same last name as you. So I was like, okay, I guess everything matches up on your end, but at the same time, it doesn't because like I obviously am getting frauded somehow, right? Because
is Soto that common?
No.
Well, my dad has had his identity stolen before.
Oh wow.
There was a dude named Alfredo Soto who was like being a crazy person, and so there was like 3 warrants for my dad's arrest, and the guy was like he almost got arrested one time because he just got pulled over for like just a normal traffic stop.
Like, this guy's wanted for murder.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, this is crazy, but it doesn't. The cop kind of could tell that it didn't make sense, and he's like, is this you? My dad was like, no, what the fuck? He's like, well, it says Alfredo Soto, and he's like, no, because it was like obviously like weird.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was like,
well, thank God for that cop.
Yeah, it was like he murdered somebody in Mississippi or something.
Like your dad's like, yeah,
my dad's like,
no record of it.
Right
You
here.
don't have paper in Mississippi.
I don't. Yeah.
The sip.
Nah, so yeah, all these thoughts are running through my head. I'm like, has my identity been stolen? Has my email been hacked? Like, how did they know that my package was there?
They drop a wormhole in the mainframe.
Exactly. So I'm just at a complete loss for words, and I'm just like, so what do I do? You know? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I guess you have to dispute it. And I was like, okay, well, what's the number? And she's like, well, here's a number. And then she's like, but you know, they're gonna go with her word because she got a driver's license number. And I'm like, so. Like, what the fuck does it? I don't say what the fuck. I'm trying to be civil, but I'm like, so what you're saying is like, oh, it's just not your fault. And she's like, yeah, it's not our fault. And I was like, well, does that mean it's my fault then? Because I'm the one who's gonna have to eat the cost. And then she's like, well, I'm just saying that, the person who took the package did her due diligence. So
It's hard to say,
And I'm just like-
it's your fault.
yeah, but I didn't do anything. It's really nobody's
Sure.
fault. It's the person who's fucking
Of course.
who took the package's
But
fault, right?
as you know, anybody who's had any contact with this is going to try to admonish themselves, especially if they're a company,
Yeah.
which could be like your apartment complex would be constituted as a company. Of course, was this UPS that you were talking about?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
you went to? Okay.
Yep.
Of course, UPS is going to try to admonish themselves because I'm sure this happens to them all the damn time, and they're doing whatever they can to make it as though that situation and every other situation that they've had just like that is not their fault.
Yeah, so they're admonishing themselves, and I'm already thinking, like, what are my steps? If I call bodybuilding.com,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, you guys didn't give them the apartment number. It's the second time this happened. I'm not saying that it's your fault that somebody picked it up,
But it sucks that you're going to have to jump through all these hoops.
exactly.
To get this.
But you're
'Cause-
ultimately the one that's screwed out of it.
Exactly, and I'm thinking like bodybuilding's probably they're not just gonna send me a whole nother package.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. $150 like care package of supplements, just because UPS gave my package away.
Yeah.
Which wasn't technically their fault either because they covered all their bases. So it's really like nobody's fault, but it's kind of
Everybody's fault.
everybody's fault a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a weird thing, and so I'm stressing out about it. But life goes on, and
Hold on a second. This hasn't been resolved yet?
it has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The way you were talking, I was
Okay.
like, no way
No,
was
but-
this still going on.
I'd have been pissed.
But so this is how it goes down.
Okay. All right.
So
Whew.
so yeah, life goes on, right? It doesn't just stop for you just to get your shit back together, right?
Mm-mm.
So it just so happened it's a weekday, and one of our buddies, one of Natalie's former coworkers, had 4 Ranger tickets, and he was like, "Hey, I can't make these. Like, do you want them?" So we're like, "Yeah." And so me, Natalie, my brother, and my dad went to a Ranger game randomly, like on a Tuesday or something, like on
On
Wednesday.
a Tuesday.
I think it was a Thursday, maybe. I don't
On
remember.
a Thursday.
Yeah, I woke up. My package wasn't fucking there. Yeah,
You should never lose your package.
I know, right? But we
It makes me like it gets to me so badly.
just let it simmer. No, but
Oh, it is.
so we go to the Ranger game, and obviously I get a little drunk, right? We're all drinking beers, Of
course.
Yeah, the Pseudo squad together. We're freaking drinking. And
Apparently not all the Sotos.
I'm getting drunk and I'm ranting, right? Because like me, my brother, and my dad are talking about how like crazy it is, like what the fuck, all this stuff, right? And then my dad goes, "Yeah, the same thing happened to me today." And I was like, "Wait a minute." And he was like, "Yeah, they came not in the window, and they're like nobody was there, so they took it way to this other spot, and I had to go pick it up." And I was like, "Wait, was that in Fort Worth?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Did you pick up my package?" He was like, "No, I told you I didn't. You called me earlier." And I said, "No, I didn't pick up your package." He was like, "It was my package. It had like pipes in it. It was like a 25-pound package." And I was like everything was starting to click. I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute."
Oh,
I was like, "Okay, we had the same address. We had the same last name. They must have gave you your package. They gave you your right package, but they probably put it on like my tracking
Marked
number."
yours is picked up because
Yeah.
it's the same name, it's the
Yeah.
same address,
Yep.
the same facility that
Exactly.
it's at.
Yep. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, my package must still be there.
Yeah.
But then again, I was like, why couldn't she find it? Because I explained to her what it looked like, and she knew what type of box it
Do you
was.
think they actually look for it that way, like physically look for it instead of just checking their database
They
for
probably
it?
have database and then they
You
look
think?
for numbers.
No, she went out to she went back to like a room. Like I'm imagining like a room of like packages going out today.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It's probably
It's
like-
like
it's like-
thousands of packages.
it's like these
though.
are will call packages.
will call packages.
Like, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah.
Because most packages like get shipped.
Yeah.
Like how many of them like do you go pick up? Like that's not,
Oh, okay, I know what you mean.
you know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
I think those are like they're set aside to
Yeah.
a spot, right? And she's like,
So far and few in between that you can actually look through each one, maybe.
yeah, especially too because she wanted me to explain it or to describe it.
Is this drugs?
That makes me think that she wants to find it easier. Because she's like, I don't have to check every package's label.
Yeah.
She's like, do you know what it looks like? I was like, yeah, it's like a blue box. She's like, oh, I know exactly what that looks like. I'll go get it.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I can't find it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I'm like, okay, so there is a misunderstanding, and that's understandable. But how much of a fucking crazy coincidence was it that my dad just so happened to have a package of his that was supposed to be delivered on the same day, and that got sent to the same place for us to both pick it up the next day. How crazy is that? That's just whatever the opposite of serendipity is.
You guys are definitely related.
It's just not serendipity, right?
Yeah.
And also, it's like, it's not like we live in the same house, so we're not like communicating this kind of shit. Like, all he knew was that I was like, hey, did you pick up my package? He was like, no, I didn't. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she was like, oh, the guy's like 6 foot. My dad's like probably 5'10" and shrinking because he's like getting old, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like old, but you know, he's getting there.
They definitely hunch over after a little bit.
Yeah, and I guess I just assume that people are better at gauging height than they actually are.
Yeah.
No.
Because I was like 6 foot. I was like, definitely nobody in my family is even 6 foot.
How
like,
tall do you look? I don't know,
sure
like
not.
13 feet, something like that?
Yeah.
I would totally think
What?
5'9".
Oh my God, Arthur.
His hort.
You might be my favorite guest. I feel 5'9". And 5'9" is not even tall. It's just tall to me.
It's tall to us. Wish I was 5'9".
Okay, so I feel a huge breath of relief because I'm like, okay, so no random person stole my identity and took my package.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Just an honest misunderstanding. is what
Honest
it is.
misunderstanding, but also I'm kind of like, it's probably up there. I'll just take my dad's tracking number and then I'll be like, hey, look, see, you guys switched the tracking number. But also I'm thinking, why was I getting the notification from my dad's package? So that's also strange, which I still, to this day, haven't figured out why that was happening. So, but also in the back of my mind, I'm like, the lady couldn't find my package though. So where is it? But I'm gonna, at least I'm gonna like say like, hey, you guys fucked up somehow. Like, you know, you
help
gave
me out here.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. And I was like, we'll do that the next day. And, so the next day I go to work and I feel a little better, but I'm like, man, I still have this whole thing ahead of me. And I
Because
get,
you still don't have the package yet.
no, still don't have the package, but I get a notification. I know you think, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The notification was from FedEx.
What?
It was my second package.
All right.
I never had a package for UPS.
What?
Both of my bodybuilding.com packages went to UPS.
Okay.
When I got the notification from UPS the first time, I assumed it was my first package.
Yeah.
When I got the notification from FedEx the second time, or the first time,
Both-
I thought it was my second package, but it was actually my first package.
Both of your packages were through FedEx. You were getting your dad's notifications
Yep.
through UPS.
Yep. And
Man, F Brown.
My package was never even at UPS.
How the hell? How does that happen? How does it happen that a company as big as UPS just happens to get all this information so wrong? And I understand you have the same last name, you technically have the same address, but there are apartment numbers that go into this. I'm sure your dad put his apartment number down when
Yeah,
he
for
ordered
sure.
it from this pipe website or wherever he
orders
got
shit all the time.
He orders it all the time. You guys, how does a company as national and as gigantic, also as international as UPS, get that sort of thing that wrong? And why were you getting his notifications?
At least you didn't get your dad pipe.
You know what else? I know, right?
You don't want the dead pipe.
No, I would pick it up. I'd be like, "What the fuck is 25 pounds of protein?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
That's a
they
heavy ass
really
package.
stocked me up this time.
No, but I kind of buried the lead a tiny bit because I forgot that I was on the phone with customer service the second time with UPS customer service the next day when I got the notification from FedEx. No, actually, I lied. There's even another layer to it.
Uh-oh.
I'm on the phone with customer service of UPS. I'm in the middle of telling this extravagant fucking crazy story. And like I started with, okay, so it's a pain in the ass even getting someone on the phone because they're like, what are you looking for? And none of the options are what you need. It's like track a package. It's like, no, I don't need it.
Would you like to check your account
Yeah.
balance?
And then
What? No, where's my
And then-
package at?
And then I'm pretty sure if you push 0, you'll get an agent on anywhere.
Yeah, you just keep hitting it.
But I never knew that. They never fucking tell you that. But so
They wait till
anyways,
the
it's
end.
a pain in the ass, and I get an agent, and I start out with this. I'm like, okay, so
No,
you're
me?
I have a long story for you. Sorry. Yeah, and so
Get ready for this
I try
shit.
to explain to him all this bullshit, and I'm like, I'm trying to tell him the package is probably still there, whatever, blah blah. And then so Natalie calls me because it's like around 1-ish.
No,
so yeah, she calls me on her lunch, right? So she calls me, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ignore it and call her back later because I'm in the middle of some shit, right? And I accidentally hit like in call and answer to answer Natalie, and she's like hello, and I'm like son of a bitch. I was
Can't
like,
they get any worse?
I was like, babe, I'm sorry, I was just on the phone with UPS customer service, and
It's just like this day just can't get
and
any
I was
worse.
like, I accidentally hung up on him, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it's my fault. I hit the wrong button, or the wrong.
How chivalrous of you.
Yeah, but so she's like, okay, I'll let you call them back, and I'm like, okay, so I hang up, and then I get the notification from FedEx in that second, right when I'm about to call UPS back for that. So that's how like fucking annoying this whole fucking process was, and like at the end of the day, I'm happy now that I got through it. It's kind of like it's like a roller coaster. Like while it's happening, you're like, oh my god, this is so crazy. But then after you get off, you're like, that was so fun, right?
Whoa,
it wasn't fun. But now that I'm like through it, I'm like, oh, I'm just glad that I got my fucking package. And like there was actually never any issue, but like I had so much stress about it because I was agonizing over the shitty customer service I experienced through UPS, even though technically like none of it was, I guess, their fault, but I still haven't figured out how they were sending me notifications for my dad packages.
How the
on
hell
my
does
email.
that happen?
Because like we don't have any, besides our address being the same, we don't have anything like cyber connections. Like you know, our IP addresses are different. Our email addresses.
He probably
are
still uses .aol. You know,
exactly. You know, exactly.
like
So
nothing else would possibly make sense.
yeah. So why the shit was I getting the notification?
I'm sure there are more
I-
than one Smiths in an apartment complex. Does this
right.
shit happen to them with an international company like UPS?
Yep.
What's your father's name?
Alfredo.
Maybe because both of y'all have an A and an L. First
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
Yeah, I think they was just being dicks.
And and so I get
Sounds like it.
I get the one lady giving it to my dad, assuming that it's my family member
Yeah.
because it was.
Yeah.
But,
You guys kind of look the same too, so
But like in hindsight, no, we don't.
you do.
You think we do?
Yeah,
Everyone says I look like my mom and my brother looks like my dad.
I can see it.
And actually, they have a picture of my dad when he was like 18 or something, and he looks exactly like my brother.
Really?
Or my brother looks exactly like him, I
Yeah.
guess, or whatever, something like that. But I mean, I guess like the whole point that I'm trying to make by this whole thing was that it was just a giant, big misunderstanding. But while I was in the thick of it, it felt so shitty, and it felt hopeless. It felt like I was just gonna have to eat $150.
Because again, none of these companies are going to assume responsibility. It's always
Exactly.
going to be on you.
Right.
They have contingencies in place to make sure that they are not the liable party.
Right.
Always.
Yep. And I went from like thinking, that my identity was stolen, possibly.
Oh, you hadn't even consider that.
I don't know what
Just the range of the range of shit that could have happened to you. You went through all that.
Yep.
All for it to just
wasted
be
gas, drove all the fucking way over there to downtown Fort Worth.
I think that
basically.
drive would have gotten to me the most, to be honest.
And you would think
In
they
traffic.
have something set up to prevent this because it's like a global company. Like this is something that happens in a movie or a TV show or something. You're like, no, this is not real life. This can't happen.
And also the fact that in their system. Oh my god! Wait, I haven't even thought about this, but oh shit. Okay, so I said that I never figured out why I was getting the email notifications, right? In UPS's system, when I was like, they're like, what's your name? And I was like, Alexander Soto. And they're like, oh yeah. So they're like, so my dad's package had my name on it,
It did?
Yeah, and when he orders stuff, he orders it like as Al Soto.
Oh,
Is
okay.
your
No.
middle name Alfredo?
My middle name's Alfredo, yeah.
Okay,
But I never put that on it. It's not anywhere except for like on my driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like Alexander Soto.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
it's making more sense. If he goes by Al and if he orders stuff as Al and you guys have basically the exact same address, they're like, well, obviously it's
but
Alexander.
it said Alexander Soto
On yours?
on his package.
Oh, so what I'm saying is whenever he ordered it and it was sent to UPS, to print out the label and whatnot. I bet you because he orders it as Al Soto, but on file they have you, Alexander Soto, in that same exact complex. They were just like, obviously this is Alexander's. He just didn't put his full name or something.
I'm hoping that's what it is because, like I said, I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah. This might be one of those just rare occurrences.
Also, my email. Well, I guess if they just attributed his name to my profile,
maybe. Yeah, maybe it's lazy on their part for sure. But they're probably just like, oh, obviously it's Alexander. I mean, he probably just didn't finish. Or he probably goes by Al.
And a lot of this, especially in hindsight, is understandable. Like looking back on, like through the whole thing, I can kind of get how that would happen and stuff. But what still leads me to just say like F Brown. It's just the overall, just shitty customer service that I received, and just complete like lack of empathy.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like just the whole experience with them was just horrible. And this isn't the first time I've had issues with them, you know. And they're always like, "What can Brown do for you?" And I'm just kind of like F Brown because. Oh my God! You know what?
You can go out of business. Is what you can do.
For one thing, the very first time when I was like, "Hey, somebody just picked up my package," and so I called them right away. And they're like, "Oh, it's a mistake. Your package is there. Go pick it up." No, it's fucking not. Somebody picked it up.
Yep.
Like, why did they tell me to fucking drive an hour from my job to downtown Fort Worth?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Why the hell don't they have? They should have at least a few aspects of their company communicating with each other, especially. From customer service to the physical location, stating that they have your package there. But that kind of shit is, you said it's understandable, but it's unacceptable, in my opinion. Especially an international company like this that delivers all over the world. You think they'd have that shit figured out by now?
Yep.
Basically, in customer service, they're just going to tell you what they need to tell you to get off the phone.
That's exactly
right?
What it is. Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, yeah. Sure, you got a refund coming. Sure. Just all right. We'll call you later or something.
Hey, funny story about that though. I'll tell you out there. But that's all I had to have about that. I thought it was gonna be quick, but it went long because I feel like I had to set the stage for it.
Yeah.
I feel like I had to take you on the emotional journey that
you definitely did because I'm very upset about it. So I was telling you that
I think the big picture is that I have both my packages and all is right in the universe.
Good. After the shit that you had to go through. So when I was telling you that I had kind of a similar situation, like there are times, especially if you order like an Apple product, like when the new iPhone comes out or whatever, you always have to sign for it.
Dongle?
Yeah, a dongle. No matter how small it is, you always have to sign for it through UPS. And so there's something that you can do to just have them leave it on your doorstep. You have to print out a form and sign it, basically stating that you forfeit all, or that UPS, whoever delivers it, forfeits all responsibility if something happens to it. So you print it out, you sign it, you put it on your door. I've done it 3 times now because I knew nobody was going to be home, and I'm not going to stay home all day just to get this damn Apple product.
Yeah, who the hell's going to take off work just like to meet their window?
Just leave it there. I know it's going to be okay. I have a camera so I can see it. I'm printing this thing.
You got Jarvis watching over that shit.
Yeah, Vision is right here. I'm taking the time to print this thing off, to sign it, to paste it on my door, and 3 times in a row now, 3 times, they've completely ignored that sign, put the sticker right next to where the sign is saying, "Sorry, we missed you. We'll try again tomorrow." Basically at the exact same time when I'm working.
That sounds like untrained drivers.
They just don't care. Yeah. They don't care. Yeah. They look at the shit. They see it's there. They see I've taken the time out of my day to do it, to put it there, to sign it, but they don't give a shit. They put the sticker right next to it saying that they missed me and that they'll try again tomorrow. That doesn't work. It doesn't. No. There's a reason that I didn't get it today. That there was a reason that I wasn't here today is because I'm working. I'm at my job, you jackass.
Yeah, like everybody other person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, Shane.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
That's what I want to tell them. Whenever they step out of that brown shit-ass vehicle and come to my door, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Next time you come here to drop something off, you better leave it there when I tell you to.
Okay, I got our final thoughts then. Right. I got our final thoughts for both of us. No, wait, actually, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm sure you have some shitty UPS stories too.
Final thoughts? UPS?
Yeah, it is. Fuck Brown.
There you go, my man. Yeah.
That's exactly what... Okay, here's our final thoughts right now, and also this could possibly be the thumbnail. F. Brown.
Oh, wait.
Nope. Yeah.
There it is. Good
That's
job,
that's
man.
our final thoughts.
Good job, man.
Yep. All right, so
Hoopy is next.
that was way longer than I thought it was gonna be, but you know.
You know, if you get me riled up, I'm gonna keep going.
I know, man. You don't even know. Like Natalie was there. She was trying to like cheer me up and shit through the whole process, but I was just like,
It's hard.
I was a complete mess, man.
Bless her for at least trying to do that, but it's hard.
And like I know it's on some levels like a fucking like first world problem and shit, because you know.
But it's
UPS sucked though, bro.
For real. That's why before we started, I was like, hey, where does Ronnie work for again? Remember? You're like FedEx. I was like, all right, cool.
and it might be like, I guess it's technically a first world problem, but it's also a universal human problem, basically, because the gall that another entity would have to have just to screw somebody over like that, that transcends.
And it's like $150. It's not going to kill me, but it's not like I just want to piss away $150. Like, I'm not a fucking baller. I work hard. I make money.
Yeah.
And you know, that's not something that I just it's not gonna kill me. It's not gonna like take food.
It's not a
out of my
negligible
family's
amount.
mouth.
The moment you said it, I was like,
that's your money though.
The moment you said it,
yeah.
I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not negligible
for sure.
at all.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's the most important part. It's your money. If they weren't able to find the package, you were going to eat that. They're not going to eat that. None of the other companies, any company in play that's a cog in this entire wheel, none of them are going to take responsibility. You are going to be the one that eats that cost.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so shitty. Thanks for pissing me off.
You're welcome.
It's been a long time since we had a rant on here.
I know.
It's a good rant, dude.
I felt good.
That's a really good rant.
Yeah, I think just one more again. UPS, suck a chode in the party zone.
Suck a chode in the party zone.
That's kind of long.
All right.
That's a long ass finger.
You know what? Actually, to the point, I know I'm trying to fucking wrap this up, but to the point, suck a chode in the party zone to the point where, you know how they say like special instructions?
Uh-huh.
Like anytime I ever order a package ever again, I'm going to put in the special instructions, don't use UPS, please.
That'd be too funny.
And I'm not even joking.
Like
I'm going to fucking put that in.
You know, it's funny. The funniest thing too is that they actually print those special instructions off on your tag.
Oh,
they put them on there. Yeah.
How hilarious would it be if they still send it to UPS?
If it was UPS
and the people are like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute. I guess we got to send this back.
Yeah,
You screw yourself.
All right, so I'm thinking we need a sandwich today.
A sandwich?
A sandwich.
Just lady ate his.
Yep. So let's go ahead and get into some fucking sandbaggers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because I think you got a rant. I had a rant. I think you got a rant. Is yours a rant?
I'm actually pretty happy about mine.
Well, that's good. We can end off on a positive note.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yes. Measuring cups of sand.
All right.
It does have to do with sandbagging.
Okay.
But,
Sandbagging.
Sandbagging.
but
That's slightly. Slightly, I think, maybe.
No, not at all.
No. Basically, sandbagging is, to put it on the level,
For the layman.
I'll just
Me.
tell you what happened to us.
Let's hear it.
So we went to...
I think, yeah, for the layman, let's tell him what a sandbagger is. And
Okay.
And you can get into that. I think I kind of know what he's talking about because I not from him, but from other people, I kind of heard a little bit about it.
But it applies to, like, you'd be amazed that it applies to gaming, martial arts.
Any competitive endeavor, I think there are sandbaggers. So like basically what a sandbagger is Justin's gonna put the definition right.
Oh.
He hates when we do that. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. It'll be an Urban Dictionary or something. But
Urban Dictionary, for sure. I'll put that up.
You have a professioner.
Professioner, yeah.
Professioner.
Posing as an
He's got a
amateur.
PhD. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
professional.
Oh, dude, you ran into this all the damn time.
Professional.
When you play like MMOs.
Yeah.
And they'd be naked, you know, like they wouldn't have any armor on or anything, but they're like level 300 or something.
Yeah,
and
they
you
still
know,
kick your dick.
Yeah, and you think that you can beat them. I think that was part of the South Park episode, the World of Warcraft. The guy was completely naked, but he only had a helmet. Yeah,
He was like,
exactly. And he would destroy everybody.
He was like, kill you. One hit.
You're like, what the hell? Yeah.
So basically, we went to a tournament, U.S. Muay Thai Open, and you know, when registering for the tournament, they said, you know, list all your fights. It don't matter what it was.
Yeah, and this is a Muay Thai tournament, so it's like the most bestest level of kickboxing.
Actually kicking and hitting and elbowing.
And elbowing, kneeing. Well, it's an amateur Muay Thai, so I'm sure there was restrictions. Was there?
Right. So C class, which is the lowest class, 0 to 3 fights. B class, if I'm correct, 4 to 6 fights. And the A class, which was 7 to 10 fights.
So
and then they had an open. So they had, based on how many fights, was the level that you'll compete at.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
try to even the playing field.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
course.
your what bracket you'll be in is based off your experience.
Okay. Which is how it should be.
Right.
Right.
Sounds normal to me.
So
Except there's ways around that.
yes.
Get in there.
Like you have people, just because it's a Muay Thai tournament, they might have fought MMA fights. You have guys who fought kickboxing fights, just strictly kickboxing or karate.
Yeah.
And let me guess, they don't count that shit when they're.
But
You supposed to.
yeah, but they
you're supposed
don't.
to, but they
Right,
don't.
bro.
Because they're like, well, I've only had one Muay Thai fight.
What a bunch of dicks, man.
I might be.
Oh, you guys are both getting me worked up today.
So they had this one particular person. He was 2 and 3 professional MMA fights, and he fought in the C class.
Which is a shitty.
Wait, what was C class again? Was it 4 to 5?
0
fight?
to 3 fights.
0 to.
But that's a shit record, though.
And he still lost, like in the first round.
But
That doesn't surprise me because it's a shit record.
right.
oh, and he's still okay.
And not-
but I was
not
gonna
to
say,
mention-
even like to get in the octagon, you gotta be at least some
No.
sort of good, right? No?
Depends on the states.
No.
Am I just thinking of UFC? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Like-
there's amateur MMA, which they'll let almost anybody in there, right?
Do you think I can get in there?
Correct. Like in it's different in
train for a little
Mississippi and
bit.
Texas. Like in Mississippi, if you wanted to do professional MMA, you have to fight at least 3 amateur fights.
Okay.
Texas, you can just go immediately. go
Just
pro.
hop right in.
Yeah, just jump in.
Maybe we'll make that a
pro.
bonus episode when I hop in the ring just for one time.
Can he fight me?
No, Arthur, I don't want to die, dude. What the
They're not
hell?
at the same weight class.
I'm super nice though. Ask Alex. I'm super
Yeah,
nice.
he is. He's like the.
But you're also like 13 feet tall.
he strikes like I do jujitsu.
Probably
Yeah.
racist.
No,
Oh, wait, I got you.
Probably racist.
Racist motherfucker.
maybe.
By the beard of Odin.
What do I have?
Scientific.
That's the closest one I have to that. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
So it's really not a it's about sandbagging, but how do you properly measure someone's level?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I guess.
it is ambiguous. It's not inherently like metrical.
Across the board.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's. I mean, there's no like units of skill,
Yeah.
right? There's various aspects that go into it, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean,
but
I
I
think
think-
experience could be like the closest thing to like a
Yeah.
universal
I'll
metric.
give you a prime example. And me and Alex know this all too well. In the jiu-jitsu community, you'll have a guy that's been training 10
It's
years.
rampant.
And, he might be a blue belt. But on the same time, he might have trained in a year basis, he might have trained 6 times.
Yeah, so he
But he
should
still-
be.
Yeah.
Even though he's has 10 years of experience technically, he's been so on and off that his skill level is a blue belt.
Right.
Okay.
So
And people will think he's sandbagging because, like, oh, bro,
yeah,
you've been 10
they're
years.
like, oh, he should be a black belt by now. It's like, no, but he hasn't been training. So it's
Yeah.
like you're sitting on your ass, and then for like once a year you go to a class. It's
So
like,
maybe like-
he's still a white belt basically.
Maybe
Or-
like accurate records of training, of matches, that kind of thing can be a universal indicator of what your level should be, I guess. Because when it comes to the martial arts world, experience would be the best
That's the best
thing
teacher.
for you, like the best
Well,
indicator
yeah.
of how good you can be, right?
not necessarily,
Okay.
because people learn at different rates too. Even you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like for the guy that Arthur is talking about, yeah, he was a sandbagger and it was messed up what he was doing. But judging off of his record, because he's 2 and 3, and so like in an amateur circuit, if you have more losses than wins, like I mean, you probably just need to spend more time in the
Training,
gym.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're obviously not doing something.
And even more to the point, you said he lost.
Yeah, he lost.
He lost his match against someone who has
So
way less matches than he has.
He
had.
tried to sandbag and he lost.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just poetic justice.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the guys even had my name. His name was Arthur something, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
Were you named after me?
He's casting darkness on your name.
But
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
his situation was a little bit more ambiguous than the professional MMA fighter guy. They had some guys, I guess PKB stand for professional kickboxing or professional karate bouts. I don't know. But they didn't specify that in the rules. So the guy, like the professional MMA guy, he got disqualified and suspended for a year. The other guy.
Wow. Well, that's justice. The other guy, he only got disqualified for the tournament because they didn't specify that you had to show your PKB bouts as fights. So that was kind of a loophole that they had to fill. Yeah.
But I think about it even in
Loopholes are for assholes.
assholes like loopholes.
Asshole.
Well,
Even in gaming, you have
in what?
Gaming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I've been
watch
watching-
that South Park episode.
Those
I've been
fucking
watching
Koreans.
some Fortnite stuff.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and I see guys that I'm like, he's obviously not a level 1. Like,
Thank God I didn't have this in my mouth.
Hey, what did I tell you about laughing off mic? Oh wait, no, that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
I always laugh on mic.
If I say a joke and you laugh, you better laugh on mic.
Hey, but know this.
I want these guys to know how funny I am.
Know this. If you make me laugh so hard, I'm not going to laugh on mic because I always drop my head. That sounds good, man. That sounds so good.
I know, right?
Hey, world famous Amanda, do these sound bites sound better now? Are they louder? Are they where they
Are
should
they
be?
up to your standards?
Hi, Amanda.
She's world class, so they got to be at world class standards. I'm sorry, what were you saying, my man?
I'm gonna make Ebo face.
That's an elbow face.
Yeah.
Ebo / his daughter.
They will both be on. Yeah, they look
Aria.
exactly the same.
I said
They're
his
both so
daughter because
cute.
I forgot her name for a second,
They're
but I
both so
remember.
cute, yeah.
But even in, I ain't even seen it in gaming, but I guess my question is, how do you accurately measure when you have somebody sandbagging or somebody just not putting the effort in to progress to the next level? Because I've seen guys who just get to this plateau and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here.
Just comfortable there. Well, you guys would be the best to answer that question.
It's definitely a tough one because, like you said, there are those people who maybe they have what should be a lot of experience, but if they're not training as much as okay, so I'll take jiu-jitsu because jiu-jitsu is a real easy example. In jiu-jitsu, there's kind of rampant sandbagging, but you have such a wide variety of training, like people training philosophies, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
There's people who train just to get better, and there's people who train solely to compete. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, you'll have someone who, even though they don't have as much experience, maybe they don't have as many matches, they're training solely for competition's sake. And so they'll have really good cardio, they'll have really good stamina.
Stamina.
Yeah, they might not know a super ton of jiu-jitsu, but they're really good at connecting with their specific things, and they'll do well in a competition circuit, even though maybe they're just white belts, maybe they're just blue belts, but they don't have a ton of experience. They could have been training for maybe a year, but their training is so focused that they just will steamroll competition.
So it's just like effective training, basically.
Yeah, but then there's some people too who are very hobbyistic with their training, where it's kind of more zen. That's kind of how I've been training, the past couple of years.
Yeah,
is like I'm gonna be doing jiu-jitsu my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? So my training in the past couple of years has been focused on me learning more and my partner learning more. So
You have taught me a lot.
thank you, man. Like I'm not necessarily trying to beat my opponents every time I roll, which we call sparring rolling, which I probably said that already, but when I roll,
I think we've talked about jiu-jitsu a few times.
yeah, so I'll put myself in maybe positions I'm not best at in order for me to progress further in my own jiu-jitsu, which is like in a competition setting. If you're training for a competition setting, you don't do that. You don't go to those places. Mm-hmm. You focus on forcing your will on your opponent because you want to score your points. You know what I'm saying? The only time you'll put yourself in a bad situation if you're training for competition is maybe if you're competing and then you get into a spot where you didn't expect. So then you're like, you have to be able to get out of that spot, right? That's kind of like the only time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just with that different amounts of ideologies, it's not like a cut and dry question. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
who is
hard
it?
to measure those cups of sand.
Exactly. Yeah, those cups of sand. It's like there's different metrics. It's like, you're using fucking liters, and I'm using like fucking like inches, like a goddamn American.
You pig.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, also too, like with, in regards to jiu-jitsu, a big thing that happens a lot is a lot of tournaments will be like, okay, so beginner is a year of experience and under, and they'll specify in the rules no wrestlers, because
That actually happened to me. I did, my bad, but I think it was Naga, and I had been training 2 years, and the guy automatically put me as a blue belt, and I was still a white belt.
yeah,
Oh,
And he was
because
like,
you're wrestling.
Because I've been training for 2 years.
the
yeah.
amount of experience.
Okay.
But like with wrestling, because like a lot of wrestlers, like who knows, you could have wrestled in high school 4 years, maybe college another 4 years. You could be an 8-year wrestler and you just start in jiu-jitsu and you're like, I'm gonna compete because I know that I'm a good grappler.
Yeah.
You have technically you have 8 years of grappling experience, but you might have 2 months of jiu-jitsu experience, and then you just fucking roll through all these.
Yeah.
There's these white belts. So
Some would say
they'll-
sandbag.
So they'll specify, yeah, exactly. So they'll specify no wrestlers.
Okay.
They'll be like 2 years and below, no wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like they'll all specify in the rules that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But stuff like that where it's like not specified, it's a different thing because
Sure.
Yeah. So that guy, technically, the guy who was the PKA or whatever, PKB,
PKB.
PKB, he technically was operating in the rule sets because he found the loophole.
Right.
But, he knows to his own heart that he fucking has more experience and he shouldn't be in that class.
This guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's,
Loopholes are for assholes.
I guess it's more like an open-ended question I'm asking. Like, what do you get out of that? Like, that's like if Soto came to the gym and he rode with a white belt that's been there 2 months, let's say 2 months, and he like just totally owns him. And it's like he don't
I'm
get
not
nothing out
learning.
he's not getting out of training.
Yeah.
The white belt's not
Well,
getting nothing out of
the
training.
way I like to think about it is there are a lot of shitty people in this world.
Yeah.
That's always inherently
ego.
going to be a fact. It's ego. That's exactly what it is. Think about how good. So it's going to be vastly different for you guys, but also on the same plane. Think about how good it feels to win a match.
Right.
That's one of the most exhilarating feelings in the world, I bet, for you guys.
Right.
But you've worked hard to get there. You've done everything you needed to prepare yourself for that point. So that's what separates you from an asshole like that. But the thread that you both share is the exhilaration from winning a match. And I guarantee you that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter how the hell this guy achieves that goal. He's going to achieve that goal.
Right.
And he's going to get that dopamine hit right then and there. And that's all that he does it for. That's it. I guarantee you that's what it's for.
Yeah. But I guess there's varying levels of morality,
Sure.
Like not everybody has the same
That's,
values,
yeah, that's very true.
right?
Yeah.
And
But I'm like,
It's definitely a shitty thing to do, but
it's mind-boggling to me. Like,
it's almost the same. It's almost like being an addict. You
Yeah.
do it for that dopamine hit. Maybe this is, and to a certain extent, you guys do the exact same thing for that dopamine hit, for the fact that you've worked so hard at this and you've accomplished it.
I don't think I would get I think to like Arthur's point is I don't think that I would get the dopamine hit if I was sandbagging in that way.
Exactly. You get it from working your ass off and then from actually completing a true blue challenge, right?
Exactly. And I'm a underdog type. Even when I was in wrestling, my best matches, the time when I shined the most is when I should have lost. Like when I was
When you were counted out.
Yeah, when I would do okay against people who like I probably should have murdered. And then whenever I was like, oh shit, this guy's like a state placer or whatever, then I would like rise to the occasion and be like fucking like the pit bull would come out and I would like beat that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like
Super Saiyan 2 versus Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell is what that was.
yeah, exactly. It's the underdog thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But think about it, like this guy is like Frieza
On the
that
little-
are
yeah.
kind of lesser than them, I guess. Just because
sure.
that's what gives him that dopamine hit, you know? That's what
Yeah.
gives him that I don't know. It's like a lust almost.
But then again, too, there's also, I mean, I guess there's also another level to it. I mean, look at me being Gandalf the Grey, but no, I mean, there is another level to it because in jiu-jitsu, like I told you, I said that, you know, it's kind of inherent, especially at the lower belts, because, I mean, say, for instance, you might be a 4-stripe white belt and you're going to get promoted. I mean, you should get promoted in a month, right? But maybe Worlds is in 2 months. So like the world competition of all the white belts is in 2 months, right? So if you get promoted, then you should compete at blue belt, right? And you know for a fact that all the people who are competing at white belt in Worlds all should be blue belts already anyways.
Yeah.
So like, what are your options? You know, and your coach will probably come to you and say like, look, we don't want to be sandbaggers. We're not sandbaggers here, but you know, World is in 2 months. I can give you your belt in a month, or if you want to go to Worlds, you know, maybe we'll just hold off till the next promotion. We'll hold off another 6 months.
And I even give you an opposite end of the spectrum. When I started at the gym as a white belt, the level of the blue belts was so high that I didn't even think, like, everybody else was like, bro, you're a blue belt, you're a blue belt. And I was like, nah, I'm nowhere close to the level of the guys that I quantified as a blue belt. I was like, okay, this is a blue belt. I was like, I'm here. Like rolling with him, Brian, it was a little bitty girl named Kat. Like, she used to flex everybody, like people 2 times her weight. And
Was she at at your ceremony? Smaller white girl?
I think she got her purple
No,
belt.
I think that was Lacey
Oh.
Okay.
that he's talking about.
Because I remember seeing a smaller white girl that was just like Spider-Gwen, basically all over guys.
No, I think that was Lacey.
Okay. But, you know, so that plays a factor into it too.
Sure.
Because, man, I used to get tired of hearing, man, you should be a blue belt. You should be a blue belt. And I was like, nah, I know the level of blue belts that was here when I got here. And I'm nowhere close to that level. So that was my qualifying reason in my head to like, okay, they're here, I'm here. I'm really not a blue belt yet till I can get to that, you know, that level of greatness. I guess
That
you
you've
could say.
set forth in your head.
Yeah.
But I think if you're an honest person and you're honest with yourself, anytime you get promoted to another belt in jiu-jitsu is such a god-awful long journey that you never feel like you deserve it, you know, until you've been that belt for a while, you know? Mm-hmm. Which, like, even before you got promoted, I felt like you were rolling at a blue belt level.
Yeah.
For a while. So,
and I was like, oh, I'm not there.
But yeah, I mean, it was the same thing like with me getting my purple, because like people were telling me like, because I was doing, I don't want to talk myself up too much, but I was doing all right.
Pretty awesome.
I was doing all right with purple belts, you know what I'm saying? And then I got my purple belt, and I was like, man, I don't feel like I like deserve this. It was like wearing the belt. It was almost a burden. It was a heavy thing to wrap around my waist, because I felt like I had to live up to like a certain standard,
Right?
And I didn't know that if I was ready for it. But you know, at the end of the day, you just have to trust your coach that, you know, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what's up, you know what I'm saying?
So in the tournament, you know, of course, as we said previously, had some guys that didn't record all their fights. Not really
On purpose.
On purpose. I think some of them was on purpose. Some of them was
Bunch of assholes.
Some of them was due to the lack of, you know, loopholes in the rules and things like that.
Yeah.
But I guess my question is more of what do you get out of that? Like, that's like saying I sparred one of the kids that come to the gym.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I beat him up. And it's like, yeah, I just landed that awesome head kick on a 5-year-old.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Teeped him in the face.
Like,
You teeped the child in the face.
I never thought
That's a
I'd hear you say that.
callback.
It's a callback.
I never thought I'd hear you say. Yeah, from Justyn, right?
Right. So it's just like, what do you get? And I guess the more deeper underlining, what was that?
Sorry.
Meaning of it to me is kind of where society is going now. Like, even people post things just for likes or reactions. I just want to get so many views on this, or I want to get so many likes on this.
That's deep, bro.
Like, so what? I mean, you can't even. I can see if you got $1 for each like, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm trying to get some likes, bro. Get these dollars.
Get those dollars.
Get those chos. No.
No, that's a good point, man. Like I've never thought about that. Where like sandbagging is almost like
Social media.
Social media in a lot of ways. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
How many people sandbag on their Facebook account?
All of them. All of them.
That's so true.
And it goes back to like a conversation me and Cosina had, and he was like, he just don't understand Americans and how they don't put all into it. I was like, Coach, most Americans just do things just so they can post on social media. Like most of the guys here don't want to compete. Most of them want to say, hey, look, I learned this new sweep, and they want to post it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and get likes. That's it. That's all they want to do. That's like
I kind of get scared that Coach puts me in with those people though sometimes, because like for a long time I didn't want to compete. Just because I didn't feel like I was in competition shape, which I'm going to compete in 5 weeks now. Yeah, I'm going to compete for the first time in 4 years, so everybody be excited. But I'm trying to get my competition shape back.
I'm going to hold this job scrap.
But for the yeah, you better be in my corner, bitch.
You know this.
But for the longest time, I was just kind of trying to be zen about all my rolling, And I was like, man, Coach probably is like, oh, he doesn't want to compete. He's just like trying to post booty pics on the Insta.
But I mean, he had
trying to go to China.
He had a conversation with me where he even said, you have to understand it's a time and place for everything, which makes me like if you pay attention to nature, you have fall, winter, spring, summer. So it's a time when you need to compete.
Not in Texas, but yeah.
Yeah, you have all that in one day.
Yeah.
So it's a. I used to always tell Coach, man, I wish I would have got here like when I first got to Texas, and he was like, man, you gotta realize it's a time and a place for everything. Like if you would have came here in the beginning, you might not have been focused or this.
Yeah, you might have just quit. You might have came, got rolled up, and just been like, F this shit.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, which is what happens to a lot of people.
The N-bomb,
sadly.
like, fuck this, I'm out.
Right on. Man, that was a good interest, bro. Do you have any final thoughts?
Like why?
I know.
I mean,
we can ponder
You're
that.
delving into the human psychology by that point.
I guess my final thought is, what is forcing humans to evolve to this point of we don't do things for, I guess the lack of a better word of saying, we don't do things for the honor of just doing it. We just do it because we want to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I think that sort of human condition has probably always existed in humans. Bullies have existed since human beings have been human beings. So
Sure.
I think it's a spectrum for sure.
yeah, it could be
Get off the gray in the house.
it could be a microcosm of that, basically. Like it's the bully complex, but and these people love winning. They love being able
By
to
any means necessary.
to subdue people. And it doesn't matter that they're not coming out on top the way that they should. They're not actually progressing in any sense. They're just winning, and that could be it. Honestly, I can't think of a lot of other reasons.
I think to Arthur's point though is that a lot of people with the right mentality would not even enjoy that win. Like for me, especially since I'm already a small person, so if someone smaller than me came in, which is tough, if you're smaller than 140 pounds, like good luck with life. But you know what I'm saying?
Class.
Like say if a 120-pound dude came in and I was just like, rah, I just like ravaged him, and I was like, I'm bigger than you, bitch. Like I wouldn't feel happy with that. Like I'd be like, well, no shit.
But I don't think these people have the right mentality.
That's the point. Yeah, it's
And that's even a common thing, like when me and Alex rode, it's never like I'm trying to impose my will on him, because I'm 200. He 140 something.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what do I get from? Actually, man, make an even better point. I even had a younger guy. He's like 16 in high school. He does wrestling, and he was just like, man, you can totally kill me. I was like, but I don't learn from that. You
Yeah.
don't learn from that.
Yeah.
So what's the purpose? So
But
if I go ahead.
I think me and you rolling is actually a really good example because when me and him roll, he, not to say that he goes easy on me because I'm no offense, I'm technically more advanced than he is.
Yeah, he's
I'm-
really good.
But
He take it easy on me
He has a very large size advantage on me. So there's I mean it's varying degrees of, you know, he's not putting his whole weight on me, and it's varying degrees of I'm not completely trying to snatch him up, right? It's we're both kind of nerfing each other. We're trying to put each other on almost like a similar playing ground. Not to make it easier for each other, but so that both of us can learn together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're both trying to pick each other up because he could just smash me all day, but that's not really helpful. And like
smash.
yeah, and I could just like roll out some like high level purple belt like fucking crazy shit that he's never seen before. Maybe
Apply to the flying dragon tail kick or something like
that's
that.
not. He just made that up.
Jiu-jitsu kick, man. That's what that is.
So I forgot what we were saying about, but for my final thought, I just got to say, I've actually been on the opposite end of this, which I think this is a rare case. But so one time I got into rock climbing, and I had just barely been rock climbing, right?
I
but
remember that.
granted, like I've been doing pull ups my whole life. You know, I'm a pretty fit dude, right? So
Life, I've been fit.
yeah, exactly. Hashtag fit. But my point is, like, I just barely started rock climbing, and I was able to make up for the holes in my technical prowess with upper body strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I think I was rock climbing for like 3 weeks, and then my buddy was like, "Hey, there's this tournament. Like, you should do it." And I was like, "I just started. Why would I do a tournament?" And he's like, "Oh, it's okay. They got like a beginner bracket." So I was like, "Oh, cool. I'll do the beginner bracket." And then the beginner bracket was something like 6 months and below. And I was like, I haven't even been here a month, so obviously I'm a beginner, right? And I did like 2 walls. I think it was like you do 4 walls, and then they add up your score, and then based off your score, that's the like who wins basically.
Yeah.
Like they score you somehow based off of how you do the wall. Like if you do it like in one try with no fails or like I don't know, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I'm still pretty new to rock climbing. I mean, well, yeah. So, but at that tournament, I'd only been rock climbing for like maybe 3 weeks or something, and like halfway through, they bumped me to novice. So like they're like you're not a beginner, you're a novice. And I was like, no, but I literally just started rock climbing. They're like, well, you're really athletic and you're really strong. So I was like,
That's more of the point of the measuring cup. Of
yeah,
saying, like,
exactly.
Just because you have somebody who automatically has the athletic prowess to be bumped up, why would you bump them up?
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, but it's not like I was sandbagging. Like I've been
Right.
rock climbing a long time, and I'm like lying and saying that I haven't been.
Yeah.
I literally just started rock climbing.
And then
They're
they
like,
bumped you up.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
but it's not fair to the actual beginners who like have never done anything their whole life and they're just starting rock climbing. And I was like, well, that's not my fault that they never fucking did a push up. You know what I'm saying? And so like I didn't even place in the novice class, but I would have gotten first place on the beginner class.
Right. And that's, like I said, that's more of the point of measuring cups of
Yeah.
saying.
And I felt robbed because I felt like I was legitimately a beginner at
Right.
rock climbing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is like both ends. Like one end is like, why do people sandbag? The other end is like, I got blamed for sandbag, but I got bumped up when I'm really not sandbagging.
Yeah, for sure. And that's my final thought.
I co-sign.
All right, he co-signed.
He's
All right.
co-signed. You know what? I think
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
that's right.
Yeah,
Do-
you are.
Do it again.
Do it again.
You look.
Gotcha.
You look.
Anyways, all right. So Justin, it's about fucking time. Let's get into your interest.
You ready for my short ass interest?
Yeah.
So, what was my thing?
That hasn't been a good.
So there you have it, folks. Make sure you call in
and
leave a voicemail.
leave a subscribe and
We have been very deceiving today. We say all the short interests are really long.
I know, right?
yeah, I'm gonna try to make my short.
It means we're emotional.
So my interest, I don't feel so good.
Yes. What is I don't feel so good?
I want to talk about Avengers: Infinity War.
What?
Oh man.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were gonna talk about it with Robbie.
He's not gonna be around for a while.
Like ever?
Oh no, he'll be around, but it won't be for a while. I wanted to have him come on after Ant-Man comes out, so then we can kind of combine.
Well, I wasn't prepared for this.
Me either.
Wait, have you seen Ant-Man? I mean, have you seen Infinity Wars yet?
No.
Oh,
But you can't spoil it for me.
Okay,
Because I'm not a spoiler type of guy.
Okay,
so.
let's do it.
Oh, you said we can't spoiler it, right?
You can't. You can't.
Oh, cannot.
Yeah.
I mean, I read the comic book, so it's like, eh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's okay if
you
we
won't
talk
be
about
spoiled.
it. It's
Yeah,
okay
I
if we
won't be
talk about
spoiled.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
so
cool.
we can go full on. Okay,
Full nudity.
all right. So
Full
that's
nudity.
your spoilers warning. You won't get any warning after this.
Yeah,
3, 2, 1.
everybody who keeps fucking bitching about us spoiling shit, like, I feel like we give you ample time to watch it. Like, it's not our fault if you still haven't seen fucking Star Wars, like, Return of the Jedi. Okay,
haven't seen it.
you've had ample time, so, like, shut the fuck up. Or
And the only reason I'm bringing it in today is because it's been over 2 weeks since it's been
Over
out.
2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks. So
Not
if
only
you haven't
that,
seen
but-
it yet, it's your own fault.
That's why he's not mad about it.
I will say this. People like me will like to, we usually wait 2 weeks because usually all the crazy people
Hold
go.
on a second. What do you mean people like you?
Black people. We usually wait 2
Hey,
weeks.
right here. Wakanda forever.
So it's been 2 weeks.
I usually-
Spider-Man dies, by the way. So
I usually wait 2 weeks because usually when you go
What?
see movies,
Spoiler alert.
people are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that."
That
Yeah,
drives
he's
me
talking
nuts.
yeah, and
Dude.
I'm like, yeah, I just wait till the
Hey,
crazy.
we should put all the sandbaggers and all the people who yell in movies on a spaceship and fucking just
Shoot 'em
sail
right
them
into the sun. my man.
But what,
Yes.
What if they put you on there because they thought you were saying bad?
It's a spectrum, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a yeah.
a spectrum.
Whichever is the higher end of the spectrum of sandbagging.
yeah.
So
Hiring.
I talked about this on Robbie's So Close to Greatness podcast. It
So
was
Close to
the
Greatness.
second to latest episode that just came out.
I didn't listen to it on purpose because I didn't want it to like screw up my
Yeah.
opinions.
So we basically went into a lot of theories and conspiracies and just stuff like that basically. But it might be my favorite movie ever after seeing it.
Really?
It's that good, in my opinion. And it might just be because the entire thing fired on every single cylinder possible.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 99 out of 100 because I think there's one thing that they could have done to just like cement
I got you.
to just cement that one point just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, on every single other cylinder, completely fired off perfectly, in every sense of the word. It was such a damn good movie, and they did it so I couldn't believe how well they did it. Alex, what'd you think about it? I know you said you loved it, but
I loved it.
to what degree on said spectrum?
Okay, here's the thing.
I say, boy.
Okay, I said, boy. The reason why I'm not prepared for this is because I thought we were gonna do this next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I fucking loved it. All right,
Yeah.
that's a low bar because, like, if you're already a listener, you know this. But if you're new to the show, I tend to just try to enjoy myself. So if
Find the good and the bad.
Exactly. So even if something is complete dog shit, but it has one thing, it just has that one factor that I can enjoy, then I will enjoy it overall as a whole. And that's how I consume all creative media, like music, movies, everything in general, right? Mm-hmm. So for me to hate something, it's a really tough thing. Like, it has to be completely awful, and it just has to be across the board dog shit. And so, besides my little bar, I loved Infinity Wars, but I knew that Justyn would love it as well. And
So much.
I knew he would throw around a lot of big words.
I might go see it today.
Big words.
Big words about how good it is. A lot of strong words. And
I feel very strongly about it.
so I felt the need to be the devil's avocado because I didn't want it to be like Star Wars and we just like
Jack off fest, basically.
yeah, we just jack off the infinity dick,
Yeah.
for an hour.
It's got 6 stones on it.
Yeah,
But would you use the gauntlet or not?
obviously, but you got to lube it up.
It's like, how the hell do you handle that thing, dude?
Yeah, and when it's about to go, you just use the time stone, run it back.
Uh-huh. Otherwise, you'll disintegrate.
Right. Yeah, spoiler. But yeah, so I kind of already have a couple things to say negative about it, but I wanted to do some research and try to find like more negative things about it, just to be a devil's avocado. But my honest opinion about it is I loved it, and I do think it was everything that we wanted from it.
Yeah.
And even though it ended how it ended, and a lot of people were sad about it, I think it set the stage in such a way that we can be excited about what's to come. So it's not just that. I don't think people were like, "Oh fuck, I can't believe it ended like that." I think people were like, "Oh boy, let's get this next one."
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Let's get this next one out.
And I can understand the sadness for the way that it was a very, very sad and bleak ending, but it had to be. You know,
Okay,
there's nothing wrong.
Motherfuckers gonna die.
Yeah, so spoiler alert one more time,
spoiler
but
alert.
just so Arthur is on page, and he said we can't spoiler him anyways. He doesn't care.
Motherfuckers gonna die.
But for you guys, so you know, yeah, the way it ends is Thanos gets all the stones, and he obliterates randomly half of
Existence.
Right.
and a bunch of characters you love just melt to dust, and it ends that way.
The coolest thing about it was that in the movie he said that he was going to do that, and then he was gonna sit, enjoy the sunrise on a like it was like a thankful half of the universe or something like that. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he did. He snapped his fingers, eliminated half of existence, which per his own weird genocidal thought process, he thought that it would it would fix the problem of overpopulation within the universe. So, which again is inherently flawed to begin with, but he was 100% convinced that this was the right thing to do.
But-
He did it, and then he exactly what he said he was going to do. He sat on a barren planet, like a farm planet, and enjoyed the sunrise
And
because
it's
he
true to the
completed his
source
mission.
material, right?
Did they show Lady Death?
No, death doesn't have anything to do with
Okay,
this. Yeah,
okay, all right.
Which I know
Yeah.
that's a big motivator
Yeah.
for him, is that he loves.
He's in love with death, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to impress her, so that's why he did that.
So they made him a lot more noble in this. Like, he did it because he wanted to solve the problem of overpopulation.
Okay.
Like, there's one point where he's talking to Gamora, and he's like her planet specifically. They showed what happened. They took everybody on the planet, and they said, everybody pick one side. So they pick one side, and they slaughter one half of the planet. And so when he's talking to Gamora, he's like, and he's explaining why he's doing this, and she's like, "You're a madman." He's like, "Well, no, it obviously works because the people on your planet, the children on your planet, only know full bellies and happiness. They don't have the misfortune of starving anymore, like they did whenever she was alive." So, to a degree, what he says makes sense, like in and of itself, in its own like weird little pocket. Yeah, that does make sense. Of course, if you eliminate half of the population, there won't be an overpopulation issue. Sure. And sure, it's sort of worked out in the future, but the thing, like,
It's flawed logic, right?
it's very flawed. Yeah, like the philosophical aspect of the movie is, at what cost? At literally half the universe's cost.
Wow.
And the one thing, the reason I gave it a 99 out of 100 is because I think that 1% that they could have done to just sell it a little bit more for me would have been if they just showed just a few families throughout the universe losing a loved one. Like during that montage, you know what I mean? Like, the one thing I remembered, and I know that they would never do it because it's too much, but I just imagine like a mother holding an infant, and then the infant dissolving in her arms. You know what I mean?
That's heavy.
Just something like that, just to
That's
sell.
so heavy.
Exactly, just to sell just how much of an extinction event this is, because they really only showed what happened to Earthlings. Really, you know what I mean? But
and specifically, mostly to the
Avengers, yeah. And granted, I know why they did it, because we grew up with these characters. These are the most important characters to us within that universe. But still, like, just to show the normal human beings, or the normal, just, I don't know, aliens on a different planet that still have families and still, experience love, to show that kind of thing and show how that affected them. It just would have sold it a little bit more for me.
Yeah,
But
that would have been good.
It's as close to a perfect movie as possible, in my opinion. I really didn't see anything else wrong with it up to that point, which is, for me, a very, very cynical person, especially when it comes to movies. That is not an easy feat.
How long is the movie?
like almost 3 hours.
which I love.
Yeah, it didn't feel. Honestly,
it flows.
it felt a little short to me, to be honest, because of like how much was going on. And granted, the pacing was perfect. Everybody was given the perfect amount of screen time that they needed to have. All the characters were treated with respect, for sure. Because, like, I mean, Drax got a lot of screen time, which I didn't think would happen, because arguably he's a much smaller character compared to Iron Man or the Hulk or Thor.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, the respect they had for each character was, everybody had the amount of screen time that they needed to have, which was great. All the scenes were perfectly timed. Everything flowed. Like, I could tell exactly what was happening the entire time.
So they had a good flow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I wish there was more. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't feel that too often. And especially if something flows perfectly, I'm usually, like Breaking Bad, I'm like, you know what? That ended exactly where it needed to. Perfect ending, perfect show. Great job. But for Infinity War, I was kind of like, that's amazing. I want more just because of how great this ride was. So nothing to the detriment of the movie, for sure.
Okay.
So it's just it was so damn good. There was so much heart to it, and by far the saddest scene was Spider-Man. Remember, Alex?
Yeah.
Man, they had a lot of parallels in this movie. Somebody dying in front of their dad. Somebody seeking parenthood, fatherhood.
Yeah.
Like the whole Gamora and Thanos thing. He, for all intents and purposes, he was her father for a decent portion of her life, and he did love her, as
Yeah.
evidence from that scene on Vormir, I think. Whenever he,
Yeah, because the whole thing was, Gamora was like in your face, bitch. Like you can never get the Soul Stone because you don't love anybody.
he's
then-
crying.
Yeah, and then he's crying because he's like, nope, I do love somebody.
yeah.
Bam.
And he sold that scene. Josh Brolin sold that scene so well. You could tell that he loved her.
Right. He
Even-
hasn't been that good since the Goonies.
Another thing too, Spider-Man basically dying in Tony Stark's arms. Tony Stark, again, same for all intents and purposes. Tony Stark was Peter Parker's dad.
Yeah.
Didn't have a dad growing up. Uncle Ben died, however many years before, he appeared in Civil War. He only has Aunt May. Here comes one of the world's
closest
richest
thing to
men.
forefather.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody that he's looked up to for almost his entire life. A superhero, for God's sakes. He becomes a father figure to him, knights him as an Avenger within this entire thing, which is, Peter Parker's ultimate goal.
Literally knights him.
Yeah, you're an Avenger, and he's trying not to cry. He's his dad. He's fulfilled that father role. And then as the dusting happens, who does he
The
read?
dust.
Who does he call out to?
The dustening.
He calls out to Tony Stark. He says,
Yeah.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh.
Collapses in his arms. He's like, dude, it's so bad. Because he's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to die. I don't want to go. And Tony is helpless.
Him like pleading for his life.
Oh
essentially.
my God. And by the way, Robbie told me this, but apparently that was improv. Like, Tom Holland completely improvised that entire scene and just sold it.
It was strong.
Not
for sure.
not only that, but
I think on not just a father and son level, like between their relationship, but a supernatural level that we can't really we don't. Thank you in true idiot fashion. No, but there was that father and son dichotomy of he was his surrogate father essentially, but on a superhero level, had Spider-Man just lived his life and gone about his business and Tony Stark never come around, they kind of wouldn't have interacted or whatever, but because of the fact that Tony Stark was Iron Man and he saw potential in what would be Spider-Man, he kind of brought him on along this journey, right? So I'm sure that there's this heavy toll on Tony Stark's heart of that, he probably feels like responsible, even though Thanos snapping his fingers and wiping out half of the population was supposed to be randomized, which, I mean, I guess technically it was randomized, but I'm sure there's that level of, had I never brought you into this,
maybe it wouldn't have happened.
yeah, maybe, or even if it did, he would have just melted away and not known any different.
Yeah.
But he knows what's going on. He knows what happened. He was responsible partly for delaying what would come to be. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why he was partially responsible for delaying what would come to be was because Tony Stark brought him in.
Yeah.
And whatever wisdom he tried to bestow, ultimately what happened was he faded away to dust, essentially, like in his arms. Mm-hmm.
And you can tell just how much Tony cared for him, and the father complex that he had for him too. And in Civil War and in Homecoming, how many times he was like, "No, kids, stay back. It's not your turn yet.
right.
Stay back."
He's literally always trying to protect him.
Yeah.
The entire time.
In Homecoming, when he's like, "That's it, you're done. Give me the suit back. You're not responsible enough. You don't know what it takes to be a hero yet."
Even in Infinity Wars, he tries to make the suit send him back to Earth.
Oh yeah. And he stayed
he's like,
on.
"Nah."
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
Yeah. So like that overarching theme throughout the entire movie, like, is
Conspiracy.
huh?
Conspiracy.
Would you say,
What's your conspiracy?
Have you read the Tony Stark Iron Man comic books? Mm-mm. Okay, so in the comic books, he had it was a series. I think it was called Demon in a Bottle, and he battled with alcoholism.
Yeah.
So would you
Tony?
say they? Yeah.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. So would you say they replaced it with the battling with the father figure protection?
I know
role?
he also, not only does he battle with alcoholism in the MCU, but he battles with failed friendships, like with Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
He battles with
Pepper.
with Pepper, and also with responsibility, like loss of life. When it came to Sokovia in Age of Ultron, a lot of people died.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and he feels directly responsible for it. And that's what kicked off Civil War, was that mom that was basically like, "This is you killed her. You were the
And
one that killed her."
That's one negative thing that I have to say about it, is that I feel like they could have showed maybe better the weight on Tony Stark's shoulders, because
In Infinity War, you mean?
no,
Or just overall?
through the whole MCU,
Yeah.
like post Sokovia, because they did show that Tony Stark was feeling a burden due to the loss of life, and even since the first Avengers was like New York, where he was talking about how like the aliens came down and how stressed out he was about it, right? That he's having these whole like internal issues with all that stuff. But my issue with it is that I don't feel like they sort of make it relatable enough, to me, just watching the movie face value, it's like, it sounds like he's whining, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I can
it sounds
see
like like everybody else is doing completely fine, like all the other superheroes are like, people came, we fought them, it's cool. And it's like, Tony Stark, why are you being such a bitch? Like, that's the vibe I get from that.
You overanalyzing stuff almost.
Maybe I am at overanalyzing.
No,
but,
I'm talking about Tony. You were saying
Tony,
Tony is
yeah.
overanalyzing stuff.
But see, I don't think they do that on purpose. But that's the vibe, just face value, just me watching.
Without knowing the history of the
exactly.
movies. Okay.
But that's the vibe I get from him.
Yeah.
It's like understandable. But if you're a superhero, it's like you got to have a little more fortitude than where he had like stress sweats. He was waking up, like all that kind of stuff, and then. With this, where he's just, to me, it was portrayed to where, Sokovia happened, and it's obviously not the Avengers' fault. It's maybe in the series, like MCU, cinematic universe, maybe not the comic books, I don't fucking know. But in the cinematic universe, it could very off way be blamed on the Avengers, but I think everybody would agree that it's not their fucking fault. They're just there and they fucking protected the Earth, right?
Yeah.
And that being said, they show Tony like kind of like mourning this like loss of life with Sokovia, especially with like the mom, and she comes out to him and she talks about her son. And it's it's very human. It's a humanizing aspect, and I think that it's important, but I just don't. I don't think it comes through very well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think that
Maybe it was stretched too thin throughout too many movies or something.
maybe I think also too, it seems like they focus it just on Tony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like any other of the human beings that are
Well, who is
the Avengers.
Who are the other bigger characters that joined his side in Civil War? So it would depend on them, because obviously Steve Rogers' side, they knew that it wasn't their responsibility, so that's why they were against Tony Stark. That's why the Civil War started. So it was.
That's one thing I loved about Civil War.
First, movie into the Marvel Cinematic.
I think it was. I
Yeah,
think
it
Iron
was.
Man was the first.
In a way, yeah.
Could that be why they just
In the
focus
MCU.
everything?
Probably
on
because
him?
Tony Stark is the main character of the MCU.
Yeah.
It's going to start with him, and then my and Eric's theory is that the MCU as we know it is going to end with Tony Stark somehow, some way.
Yeah.
He is the thread that binds everything, and he is the only reason that this universe technically exists as we know it.
Right.
Because if Iron Man didn't work out, then that would have been. It would have been. Oh, remember that Iron Man movie like 10 years ago? Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. I guess nothing else.
Yeah, that's kind of weird though, because pre-MCU, I think that even though Captain America isn't the coolest character on paper, he was technically the captain of the Avengers. He was the leader of the Avengers. If you look at like pre-MCU comics, gaming, video games, there was like a ton of like
Captain America, like the
yeah,
arcade.
yeah. Even the
yeah.
Avengers. I had on. I don't remember if it was Nintendo or Super Nintendo, but one of them I had a Avengers game.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's the one that's in the arcade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick your Avenger, and it's like a side scroller. It's like a Double Dragon kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those types. And you know, Captain America was
It's number one right there, first one you picked. Yeah,
But I think I don't know. I think he's probably not that cool, and I think like in the modern day and age, we kind of see that, especially with technology, how it is today.
Yeah.
We
And
can
that-
kind of see how more that Tony Stark would be a bigger. I mean, he's like an Elon Musk to us. You know?
I guess
For sure.
the Tony Stark Iron Man is more that theory that
Provocative.
it's more feasible compared to someone inventing a Superman soldier.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like, maybe you could get the armor and build it. And
There is a lot of holes to that, because if they're able to do it once, like why would they not be able to do it again?
Yeah, and I
know
think it's the Batman complex too. I think that's why Batman resonates so well with people,
Yeah,
is because
for sure,
he's
for
a
sure.
self-made superhero.
Yep.
That's exactly what Tony Stark is.
Yep.
Granted,
he's a human. He
lot
has
of
no
money.
powers.
Exactly,
He
but
has a lot of money, and he's smart as fuck.
exactly, and he uses those together to try and make the world a better place. And I also think like we're putting a lot of emphasis on
Emphasis on the wrong syllable.
on the character of Iron Man. You know, the reason that the MCU exists the way it does. But I think a lot of the reason for the success is because of RDJ himself. Like the man is a top-notch actor. He really embodied the role of Tony Stark, and he sold that shit so well. No one else could have done it the way that he did it, and because of that, the entire MCU started 10 years.
I didn't want
into
to go
the
there,
making.
but
Think
But
about it. Like,
to me,
I
he
can't imagine.
shows the widest range on the spectrum from being a superhuman, being a superhero, to being a human.
Yeah.
Because he
For
shows his
sure.
human flaws.
That's true.
And compared to like a Captain America, you don't really see that. Like,
I think the closest to him would be like Bucky, because like Bucky, he struggles with being like the world's greatest assassin. Also, like I don't want to do that. I'm a human. I'm just being brainwashed, basically. Like that dichotomy that you see.
I feel like Black Panther has a very Batman-esque vibe to him.
Yeah. Okay.
he
know.
does.
Yeah. Good point. So the coolest thing is that this movie was 10 years in the making. 10 years of epilogue, of backstory, of shit that you basically needed to know going into it. So it's not. Sure, anybody could technically go into this movie, watch it, and have a good time watching it, but
no, it was a culmination of everything that fans wanted.
and it's the first time that anything like this has happened in history. Never before have we had like this gigantic shared universe.
It was fan service and also not fan service.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the best way to do it. Is just to
Touch both ends.
yeah to find the perfect medium to satisfy anybody who would walk into that theater. And they did it. They found a way to do it, and it's insane. Is that a throat worm? Holy shit! Throat worm.
We lit.
So like I said, this is kind of just like an overarching opinion on what I have about it, because we're definitely going to get into a bigger discussion.
And then
once Robbie comes on after Ant-Man, because then the implication of where he sits.
Wait, but times. Word on the street is that Ant-Man happens before the events of Infinity Wars.
There's a theory that Ant-Man happens during Infinity War.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh,
But
well,
that's why
I hope
he's
that's the
not
case.
That'd be cool. Dude, imagine it. Like, everything going on during the events, and then at the very end of the movie, one of them dusts.
Oh.
See what I mean? Like crazy shit
dope.
like that.
That'd be
Right?
dope.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
a beautiful storytelling.
I hope that's the case.
So it's so Ant-Man and Hawkeye were absent from the movie. And the theory
No, Hawkeye was in it.
No, it wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, Hawkeye. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking of who's the
The black guy.
Falcon. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the way he died was so sad. Alone, nobody knew where he was. That was terrible.
Oh yeah.
But
that was
like
rough. But that's never mind. I'll get to it.
But so the theory, which I just heard about this from Robbie too, because he's a massive fan also. Apparently, Hawkeye takes over the mantle of Ronin. Did you know that?
Yes.
You remember Ronin from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I do.
So apparently Hawkeye takes over the mantle of Ronin, goes to try and kill Thanos, because Thanos killed Hawkeye's entire family. When he snapped his fingers, Hawkeye's whole family.
Oh my god.
So tries to kill Thanos and tries to kill the Avengers because they couldn't stop him. So Hawkeye apparently becomes a major player in this coming up. So let's see if that happens. So that's one theory why Hawkeye isn't there, because he's...
No, that's very comic central. It's very source material.
Yeah.
Have you seen the leaked pictures?
Of Hawkeye?
Yeah. With the
strap boots on? Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not.
And of course Ant-Man wasn't in it either. And I know that what they said in the movie, they're under house arrest. Bullshit.
Right.
What's really going on. So the whole picture is going to be painted a lot clearer after Ant-Man comes out. So we can really, really talk about it then. But overall, and the last thing I was going to say about the father thing, apparently James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, basically the father of Guardians of the Galaxy, because he brought him to life as we know him. Remember whenever Groot is dissipating and he says, "I'm Groot" to Rocket. Apparently what he's saying to Rocket is, "Dad."
Gay.
That doesn't hurt your heart at all?
Gay.
No, that hurts my...
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I really don't care.
But, oh man,
It's
so sad. And another thing too, apparently the Groot that we know in Volume 2 and in Infinity War, it's not the same Groot. Groot died in Guardians 1. The little stick that they planted.
Don't
and
tell me
grew a
that.
new Groot, yeah, it's a new Groot. So
Stop.
yeah, so
Stop.
that's Groot's son that we know, that we have grown up with. And as he dies in Infinity War, he calls out to Rocket and he calls him his dad before he dies.
They implied that was the same Groot.
They implied it for sure, yeah.
But
He's not the same Groot. And that's crazy, dude. Like, I know a lot of detractors of like the MCU will say, it's so surface level. There's no real stakes, this and this and this. But the MCU has so many stakes and so many different levels of depth that you don't really see,
Right.
which is unfortunate until somebody reveals it to you. But
Okay,
that's
but-
also the great thing about it.
But here. Here's the thing about all this like bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit.
It might be true, right? It might be false. I don't care that you broke your elbow. you little dick. No, but okay, this is what drives me nuts about fucking Star Wars. Okay, there's all these theories, right? And every one of them could be true. And I just want to know, what is the point about obsessing about every single one? Why not just wait? It's like, it goes back to like, it's okay to say you don't know.
Oh yeah, it's true.
But I mean, that's a personality difference. That's how I feel. I feel like other people might be like, it's okay. Like it's cool to know what possibly might be the case, right?
I think when it comes to fan theories and stuff like that, I think most of that, like for me specifically, it's just fun. You know, it's like, imagine if this were to happen. Like, oh, you know, it's like building a puzzle. It's like you
Right.
put the pieces together. And
Even like Game of Thrones, even
there's so many theories.
like any good any.
You got any black people on this show? Right. That's why I can't watch it.
That's why you're here, bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
first one.
Wait, there is no black people. Is there a black person?
This is the
No.
first black.
Oh
black.
no. Worm.
Huh?
Grey Worm.
Oh, on Game of Thrones. I thought you meant on our show.
Oh,
There was a black person,
Yeah, yeah.
but he was castrated.
No, Salador, the pirate.
Salador.
Salador
Slytherin.
Sahan, yeah. What did I say?
Black, or is he like
Magnus Draco, or Magnus Malfoy.
so what would be the thread that binds? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
your
wait,
final thought.
we haven't-
Your final
no,
thought. Yeah.
we're not there. We're not there yet. I haven't said any of my negatives.
Also, we haven't done that in 10 episodes.
Also, we haven't done that in 10 episodes. But no, hey, let me riddle me this, okay?
Okay.
I was gonna have more negatives.
It's
but-
all right, man.
But I didn't get time to do research because this was surprised upon me. But I do have one or two things.
Okay.
And they're kind of all the same thing.
Let's hear it, Big Dick.
But tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. No, so okay, I feel like Thanos' power level is inconsistent through the movie. Beginning of the movie,
Hey, OP.
he's already OP, right? But he only has the power slash.
He has two of them, right, at the beginning.
I think he has two. I don't remember.
Oh
But
yeah, because he has the destruction, the purple stone that he got from Xandar, which is from Guardians, and then he has the
he has the power for sure.
power. Yeah, the
red one.
Yes. So that's what he uses to
To fight the Hulk.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then he gets the Tesseract, that scene from Loki.
The Tesseract is the
blue one.
Space or time?
Yeah, no,
space.
it's space. It's a blue one. Yeah.
I
So
think
he
space.
gets that scene because remember Loki lifts it from Odin's dungeon or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, he gets progressively more powerful, right? And I gotta preface this by saying that, like, I loved the movie and that this wasn't apparent to me while I was watching it because I just enjoyed it as a film. But this is me dissecting it as diligently as I can, even though I didn't do the research that I was planning on doing it, because I knew that everybody was gonna be like sucking the cock of Infinity Wars, and I wanted to pose,
Suck that big purple dick.
Yeah, I wanted to pose Devil's Avocado just for the sake of
You have to, dude. You have to sometimes.
just like just to make it
Understand both sides of the argument.
more entertaining for the listeners / watchers. But I feel like Thanos really had a imbalanced power level through the film, because in the intro, not the intro, but the opening scenes, he's battling the Hulk and Thor, and he's completely overpowering them, which, like, the Hulk is supposed to be like OP as fuck, right?
Yeah. No, he's number one in terms of strength.
like, power level, like, but
It's over 9,000.
yeah, his power level was over
9,000.
over 9,000. But so he's able to best the Hulk on, like, one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat easily,
Dude, he beat his ass.
right? And then as the film goes on, they nerf him slightly in order to make the fight
Progress the story. Oh, dude,
to make the fight scenes more
that
palatable.
makes sense because whenever Cap stops him, and you've seen it in the trailer,
Yeah, exactly.
Cap stops
Yeah,
him, and he's
yeah.
like, "What the hell?" And then he beats the shit out of him. But
But the fact that
weird
fact that he can even the fact that Steve Rogers is able to even
put up a fight, I guess.
put a fight
yeah,
against, you know what I'm saying?
But Hulk is supposed to be number one in terms of strength. But here's Steve Rogers stopping him with all the gyms.
Does
Theory.
he have
Throw it out.
Does he have more stones now? at
He
this
does, yeah. By that point,
Okay,
he does.
Well,
I
could
said-
it be he's not just focusing on a power stone and that he's kind of spreading over more stones? That's why
That
he's
could be
not as OP?
possible. That could be possible. But
I think that's pretty technical, though. Like that might be
Yeah.
too technical for the film itself.
Okay.
But,
that's
honestly,
a good point, though. That's a good point. But I do think that it is too much of a technicality. You know what I'm saying? So, but like to put it into simpler terms, you're saying like if he only has the Power Stone, he's most focused on power.
Right.
But if he has time, soul, if he has more stones, maybe his focus isn't just concentrated on power. So maybe his power level wouldn't be as strong as the ability to also manipulate time, also to manipulate people's souls,
Right.
stuff like that. So I hear you saying that, but I still think that I don't know. Like to me, I think it's a little bit of a hole. You know, just his power level of just fighting.
Yeah.
Because even the fact when they almost sorry, I forgot you didn't
Just
say
look
it.
over there.
Even the fact that they almost were like able to take the gauntlet off of him.
That was such a powerful scene, by the way.
For sure it was. But
Damn you, Quill.
I think it just highlighted a tiny bit to me. Well, after the fact, to be honest, I didn't think about it while I was watching it. But after the fact, it kind of highlighted the fact that like Thanos' level was kind of nerfed for like who he was fighting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To make kind of a better action scene.
I really think that we might be trying to look into it a little too much. I really think it's just from a storytelling perspective. Like he needs to be nerfed at this point to progress the story this far along.
Right.
You know,
I agree with you.
You know,
I agree with you.
because when he beat the Hulk, that was almost an inconsequential scene. It was really to showcase him getting the third gem, and it was to show how powerful
he was. 'Cause
Exactly.
Most people don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? The MCU might not be going in accordance with the same like strength list that the Marvel universe has, because Hulk is supposed to be number one, but again, Steve Rogers stops Thanos, and that could be willpower. You can call it whatever you want to, but I think it's just to progress the storytelling, which in my opinion is okay.
I agree with you, but
does it take you out of the experience?
No, it doesn't,
Okay.
and it didn't. The point I'm trying to make is I'm nitpicky, poking holes, just to be the devil's avocado.
Yeah.
But as you know, that's not me. Like as I was watching the movie, that was not my experience.
Sure.
But I'm just trying to tell you holes that could possibly be there as a devil's avocado.
Makes sense,
But-
and that is inconsistent for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like as a notoriously cynical person, that didn't bother me for some reason. I guess I was just so like enveloped by the story itself, just by what was being told.
And
on screen.
they did it in a good way to where it wasn't noticeable. It wasn't glaring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You know.
Yeah.
And that might be like cinematically just a good job.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they pulled out all stops when it came to the storytelling, to just laying the story out, because again, this movie was paced perfectly. The only time I ever wished, like I wish I saw more of that, would have been some of like the insane fight scenes, like the fight scene on Saturn. That was one of the best fight scenes I have ever seen. By the way, Doctor Strange is probably the biggest badass in the entire MCU.
Even though I fucking hate him.
Why do you hate Dr.
Why I
Strange?
hate him?
I hate him with the passion because he's such a douche.
But he's so effective though, and like
I think he's like me. You know what I'm saying? I see too much of myself in him. That's what makes me hate him.
he
Oh,
was.
yeah, I have awesome hair.
That's what it is.
No,
Yeah. That's
no.
what- pepper up the sides a little bit.
It's because our hands are both fucked up.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
Pepper the sides up a little bit.
Sorry. Don't say pepper around me. J play.
But yeah,
But
it's again, I'm so excited, and I'm so like, I still am almost in disbelief at how they were able to do what they did. And I brought a stats just
I'm
to
not done.
Oh, go ahead.
Can I keep going?
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay, before your stats come up, because I feel like stats are gonna be good. And I keep saying this. It's probably annoying, but I keep saying I love the movie, but I'm forcefully trying to pick holes in it.
It's what we did with what we kind of did with Last Jedi before we got hammered, and we're all just like, yeah, it's so good.
That's what I tried to do because I knew that. Yeah, I knew that it was gonna be a dick sucking fest. But another hole is a possible hole, maybe, I don't know, whatever.
Possible hole science.
That's gonna be a new soundbite.
It better be.
Possible holes.
That's on you.
Thanks, baby.
That's on you. Can you drop the M-bomb for me because I can't do it? That's on you.
What's up, nigga?
Nigeria.
All right.
Nigeria?
I can't believe how fast
Close
they hit
enough.
that. Yeah,
Close
close
enough.
enough. Yeah.
So I didn't even think about this. Natalie thought about this. I didn't do any research. Natalie pointed this out to me, and I was like, "Oh, you're fucking right." The non-power members of the Avengers were able to best. Okay, so to a certain extent, it could be explained away, but in the events of the movie, it was almost not believable that maybe Black Widow can best someone who was kind of on equal footing. Like so I'm
talking about the
I'm talking about Thanos' children, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be fucking like badasses,
what they're
right?
called.
And not that Black Widow isn't fucking a badass, right? She for sure is, but to a certain extent, even if she does like a ninja fucking crazy ass kick,
She's still fighting an alien.
Yeah, and
who's
she's
in Thanos'
and
army.
she's a human. She's a former KGB fucking human who can do acrobatic kicks and shit, but she doesn't have powers.
Don't forget, she also has blonde hair.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
But shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with not Hawkeye, but the black guy.
Falcon?
Falcon, yes.
Damn.
I don't know why
Why
I
you
was
can't remember the black guy name?
Sam. You're talking about Sam.
I remember T'Challa. No, it's not. It doesn't have to do with race, Arthur. It has to do with the fact that Falcon is a fucking bullshit character and nobody likes him.
Racist motherfucker.
But he eventually becomes Captain America.
Whoa, I don't know
Spoiler.
about that.
Falcon does?
Yeah.
I knew Bucky did, but
Falcon does.
what?
I don't believe you.
Check out the comic books, bro.
Oh, wait, that's for another
Spoiler.
episode. For another episode.
Check it out, bro.
That's like
I'm gonna take this away from you.
Before Infinity Wars came out, my brother was just being a dick on Facebook, and he was like, "That's
You
why
don't even
every-"
have a brother.
I do.
I know. I met him yesterday.
Not that one.
Oh, damn! How many brothers you have?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because the point is that humans can't battle the children of Thanos.
Yeah. By the way, one of my favorite parts was what do you say? Shut up, Squidward. When he was talking to Ebony Maw. Remember?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So when Tony Stark was talking to the older guy that's in Thanos,
yeah,
it was like, shut up,
yeah.
Squidward. Oh, dude, I was rolling whenever Quill called Thanos Grimace. He's like, take a step back, Grimace.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, but nobody.
Oh no! I was so happy that they pointed out the fact that Thanos' chin looks like a nutsack, and everybody was saying that, and there was all kinds of memes, and so I was so pleased to see that they made fun. They kind of poked fun at themselves.
Thanos Griffin.
They knew exactly what. Yeah, exactly. They knew what the masses were saying, and so they're kind of like, well, I'm gonna poke fun at myself before you could poke fun at me, kind of thing. But how the hell did you do that? When did that happen? You just mix yourself a mixed drink of BCAAs?
Magic.
See,
Look at this guy. This is my favorite fucking host. I mean, my favorite my guest host. Favorite. I can't spec.
Motherfucker, I eat everything.
I can't spec.
did you just call me a hoe?
I don't care
You
that
call
you
him a hoe?
broke your elbow.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I love these soundbites so much.
Yep, they're good. All right, so fudge.
Final thoughts?
I had more negatives to point out, but it doesn't matter anymore, I guess.
Well, okay. Overarching, what do you think? Again,
let's just wrap this up because this is the longest episode of all time.
of all time.
But
Sweet.
I got two
I was
things.
on the longest episode of all time.
I got two things to say. The first thing is
Could you please speak directly into the mic?
Star Master Lord. Right. The thing that we love about him.
Screwed us over.
In a Guardians of the Galaxy setting is like that kind of brash, sort of maybe Gokuism. You know what I'm saying? Like the emotional
Acts before he thinks.
acts before he thinks, does what he wants. Like that's kind of what we know and love about him.
Yeah.
But in this setting, like in a teamwork setting, kind of like fucked over the planet, right?
No, not just kind of. It literally ruined half the universe.
It fucked
only-
over everything.
The only reason everything happened that
Yeah.
happened at the end was because Peter Quill couldn't hold his cool.
And a character that you've grown to know and love, and kind of the reason specifically that you love him is what made you kind of be like, dude, what the fuck,
Dude, yeah.
what the fuck, man.
I think the greatest thing about that, though, was that it was perfectly in line with his character, which is the most important thing. You know, there are so many times where writers will make the character do something so completely out of character that it just doesn't make sense, and you're like, well, that definitely shouldn't have happened.
Right.
This, by all intents and purposes, should have happened because that is his character. And
Yeah.
you know, and again, just like you said,
It
him
makes
and
sense, but it's like it's weird because he's normally the main character, and so going into something that where he shares
in a team setting, like
he
you
shares
said,
the importance. It kind of takes him out of the role of being main,
yeah,
and it puts him in the role of being like,
supportive.
dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. And again, like, this is one of the most trying times of his life. The first time was in volume 2, whenever his dad told him, like, oh, by the way, I killed your mom. You know.
Yeah.
The second,
Also, it makes sense though. Like that's it. That's the love of his life. You know what I'm saying?
of course, yeah. You know, Gamora. It's like,
Yeah.
The moment he found out that Thanos killed her, immediate rage, and he could not hold back.
And even it for I know I'm side swapping. I'm Gandalf the Grey, but for
getting off the gray area.
Get out the gray
for people who are
area.
like, man, you almost beat him. You should have just beat him. Why didn't you just let yourself win? Like, just think about it. You should have just won. But as a human, as someone who has a wife, a daughter, a sister,
Loving connections.
anything like that, yeah, I think you can connect with the fact that reasoning is not a factor whenever you're at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at him.
Especially it's true to his character. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I'm not mad at him.
No, it made me mad at him in the moment, but it's understandable. It's like UPS. You know what I'm saying? It's like sandbaggers. Not like sandbaggers, but it's like UPS. But you know what I'm saying?
I do, and that's why I keep saying
It's very human. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at. I'm definitely disappointed. in
Even though
what-
he's half planet, it's very human.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm not mad at him. I'm disappointed at what he did because he could have thought it out just a little bit longer. But imagining myself in that situation, if I had heard that this monster just killed my wife, I would have tried to murder him with my bare hands, not even thinking about the situation, just
constantly just
straight bloodlust. So that's the greatest thing about it.
Yeah, fuck the plan.
Yeah, no matter what has happened up to this point, everything has made sense per the characters, and that's the most important part about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said you plan on going to see it pretty soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already know all this shit already
I know,
happens.
it's
You know,
just
all
outlines
this
the whole
happens.
thing.
The MCU, I guess, is a little bit different than the comic book.
But yeah, they take creative freedoms for sure.
Yeah. They do take
So you'd be like,
artistic
Yeah.
liberties.
But for sure, you won't be disappointed. It was
No,
great.
I wasn't done with my final thoughts though.
Oh shit, my bad.
Look at me when I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
I was saying that for you to me.
He's got the blue/green eye demon eyes though.
Who?
The white dragon, blue, green eyes.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Green eyes, white dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. How
Shit, how you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Green eyes, white demon.
How you don't know that, bro?
Anyways, so my other final thought was so all these people are tripping about half the people being dead.
Dead.
And I'm kind of like,
They dead.
yo, dog. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Doctor Strange, right? He just gives up the Soul Stone. Like, just like, he didn't even fight for it, right? Like, he was just like, whatever. All right. Like that. And he was all like telling Tony Stark, he was like, yo, Tony, if it comes
Shit,
down,
bitch, I let you die.
he's like, if it comes down to your life, if it comes down to Spider-Man's life,
Spider shits.
I don't give a fuck. I'll kill both of you fools
Hell yeah.
to protect the stone. That's all I give a fuck about, right?
He was like,
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Exactly. But when it came down to it, he was like, oh, Thanos, you want the stone? Here you go. He just gave it to him. He was like, here's the time stone.
But I have a feeling that
He's like,
that-
have it. Wait, but let me finish. I'll make him do it. Hey. They look like Guinea Force. It didn't even look like a dab. It's more like Guinea Force.
That's who originated the dab.
It's
The
true.
Guinea Force.
Guinea Force invented the dab.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
kept getting you.
But no. So here's the thing. Okay, remember when fucking Doctor Strange is meditating like a fucking crazy person?
The 14 million scenarios.
Yeah, he's like,
that.
He's like, there's this.
He
many,
looked like he didn't have AIDS.
He's like, there's like whatever 100.
That's gonna be a thing now.
He's like, there's like whatever billion something thousand.
14 million.
Whatever.
Something,
yeah, there's possibilities where we lose. There's exactly one possibility where we beat Thanos. Exactly one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this motherfucker is the only one who has seen the path to victory. He's the only motherfucker who knows how the fuck to win, right?
Yeah.
So
He's definitely
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
That's what he is.
exactly. So post that shit happening, he's like, look, I could protect this stone, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you.
But don't you think that was the one
I'ma give it to
scenario
you.
was that everything that played out the way that it did needed to in order.
That's my point.
Okay, all right.
That's my point.
Look at the same wavelength.
Okay, see, that's the thing. So Doctor Strange, that's the thing. So Doctor Strange is the only one who has seen. Fuck,
You mean?
I keep fucking up all this shit. Doctor Strange is the only one who has seen this shit coming out with the light.
Synced it.
Us winning. He's the only one that knows the one possibility out of like 1 billion or whatever the fuck
Because
it is.
he's seen it.
Whatever the big number is. Whatever the big number is, right?
14
But-
million.
Yeah, and so that's why even despite the fact that he literally told Tony Stark, hey, I'm going to prioritize the stone over your life.
And the kid's life, shithead.
And the kid's life. But then once Tony Stark's life was in danger, he was like, oh, here you go.
Oh, by the way, here.
He was like, here you go. Because I think this might be a conspiracy theory, but I haven't done research on it. I don't fucking know. But I think Doctor Strange, I think this had to happen. I think this course of events had to happen in order to beat Thanos ultimately.
Yep.
And personally, I don't think that many characters can die. That many main characters can just die off like that.
Just needlessly, you mean? Yeah.
I mean, in comic book setting, I think Arthur would agree that shit happens all the time. But I think in a cinematic universe, it would not happen.
completely different rules, for
especially
sure.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
Especially with the African American
sounds
backing.
Like, yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Like,
No, tell us, please
part
tell
two?
us.
Nah,
Please
I don't
tell
wanna
us.
spoil it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay.
go back
Well,
on.
I'm excited then.
Oh, dude.
Apparently
Well,
Arthur knows something we don't know.
We have less than a year before it comes out, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
awesome. Which is
I
another
know.
super cool thing.
Good job,
Wait, it's
MCU.
it's some possibilities there.
FUDC.
Yep.
Oh, that's so garbage.
But into it.
But that's
right.
that's another
Right.
that's another cool thing too, is that was perfectly within Doctor Strange's character.
Okay, but I just got to point out that I doubt that this will happen, but it's a little small possibility that probably won't happen. But how fucking fucked up would this be? I just thought about it. Like, I would be so pissed off if this happened, right? So he's meditating. He's like, I don't have AIDS,
I'm telling you, that's gonna be a thing now.
right? So what if, right? What if part 2 starts off with Doctor Strange meditating? Oh, and then the whole last half of part 1 was part of one of his meditations where they lost, and he was like, it was kind of like the whole dream thing.
Oh,
And
dude,
he-
I would be so pissed if that happened.
Me too, because I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate that archetype that they recreate every single fucking like
Oh, it
everything.
was a dream.
It's over you. Yeah. Oh no, the whole thing was
Yeah.
just a dream. It was only just a dream.
I would bet money that for sure won't happen.
I know, but
You know-
how annoying would that be?
Oh, dude, I'd be
but
pissed.
But you could imagine it happening though, right?
It would almost feel like 10 years down the drain. You know?
You could imagine it happening though, right?
Yeah, I'm getting worked up
that they
thinking
would do
about
it
it.
because they would know how fucking bullshit it would be.
Yeah.
But just imagine like the very beginning of part 2. It's like Doctor Strange's like,
What was Thanos' other daughter name? Not Gamora. What's the other one?
It was.
oh, you're talking about the chick from Jumanji,
Yeah, it was like Chipatron or something. Omicron, like
Nebula.
One that was-
Nebula.
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 Like,
Close
Omicron.
enough.
That's Transformers.
Chipatron.
No, but you know what I'm saying, like Doctor Strange is meditating, and the whole half end of the movie where all our characters die,
Yeah.
is just part of
This
like
is
his
a
meditation.
simulation,
It's one of
basically.
his meditations where they lose.
Oh, I would be so
And then he's
mad.
like, all right, let's go ahead and do the one where we win now.
Yeah.
I know they would never do that because everybody would be fucking pissed, but I could see it. Like, it could, like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Just how much just how pissed everybody would be. You're getting me worked up in a frenzy right now.
I know, huh?
This might be the most angry episode I've ever had.
I know, huh?
It would destroy 10 years worth of just build up leading up to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that was my last also and Captain Marvel for the post.
I can't wait.
Post credits.
By the way, post credits Captain Marvel. So just so you're spoiled right there.
Yeah, he brought out the pager. I saw.
Yeah. See, look at this guy. Like he's looked at everything he needs to look at. Everything is he knows what's supposed to happen. He's taking care of all of
Yep,
that.
this guy, he fucking knows. He's you know what? It's good to have someone who knows the fuck about source material because I do not. And me and Natalie have had this conversation like many a time. I don't know how the fuck I know so much about source material when I don't know anything about it, but somehow I know about it. And honestly, I think it's just because I've come in contact with so many people who do know it. But
it's good not to know it because it shows like the flexibility because the writers, when they wrote it at that time, they were so limited. And then it gives you like, well, from my point of view, boom.
Talking about Stanley?
Yeah.
Stanley, yeah.
Yeah, Stanley.
So again, overarching opinion, great movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know why the hell you made it this far because we spoiled every single thing for you. Go check it out. It's a great movie. Again, it's an amalgam of 10 years worth of work in
10 years.
one damn movie.
It's what
son.
Final Fantasy 15 should have been.
Oh, you were so right about that. Ow, my hort.
I'm so scared for Final Fantasy 7 remake. I'm so scared, man.
But here's the thing, like they have the
you been paying
exact source.
attention, though?
There's nothing recent that I've
yes,
seen.
there has been.
What?
Yeah, they fired. They were outsourcing to another company, and for 2 years, and they fired that company, and they brought it all in house. So,
Okay, I guess it wasn't up to their standards.
So
So
even
even
though-
gonna get some progress now.
maybe, but even though it's been 4 years, it's actually been 2 years as far as development's concerned.
Oh my god. Okay,
So, as by judging of Square Enix's track record, that's not.
maybe 30 years from now we can play it.
Yeah,
Something like
and
that, yeah.
apparently, like this past, it wasn't E3, but it was some kind of gamer con, whatever fucking announcement. One of the developers like made a joke, and nobody thought it was funny. But I mean, I guess it's funny, but he was trying to poke fun of himself. But everybody was like, "No, not too soon, too soon." But he was like, "Yeah, so we'll probably have this development down by the time of the 39th anniversary of Final Fantasy 9. I mean, Final Fantasy 7.
And
Or no,
everyone's
I
like-
think he said 35th. He's like, yeah, by the 35th anniversary, we should have it down or something like that. And everybody was like,
Not funny.
yeah, exactly.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
bravo, because
I know,
that's real
Me
shit.
too, because he's like kind of poking fun
Don't just
of
be
it.
upset because of you don't like the way this shit goes.
He's
That's
poking
exactly
fun
how
of
it's
it
gonna
himself,
go. Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, dude.
I'm gonna bring FF7 the whole thing and the remake in one day as a.
I still
as an
never
interest.
played Crisis Core. I feel like I'm missing a whole part of the storyline.
Kind of, yeah, and like a DBZ storyline
Which
too.
one is that? That's
Crisis
the one-
Core
That's
is-
the one with Vince in them on it.
No,
No, which one is that?
No,
Zach.
You played 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know who Zach is?
Yeah.
It's his whole
It's a
story.
PSP game.
Oh yes, I played it.
Oh, dude, it's
you
so
did?
good.
I never played it, man.
Oh, it's so good. And the
didn't
ending,
finish it,
the
but
ending
I
is kind of like the ending of Infinity War a little bit. Like you get that
Everybody
same,
dies.
You get that same bleak sadness, yeah, for sure. It's
Except for Cloud, obviously.
You know what happens. You just get to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Well, I mean, I would like that kind of insight. I should probably play it, but I don't have a PSP.
You might be able to port it on your computer.
Port it to my iPhone.
Yeah, actually, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. With one of those what the thing's called?
One of the things. Yep, one of those.
Man, that was so rhythmic.
All right, well that's
You
all.
must
Yeah.
be from Wakanda.
That's all.
Racist motherfucker.
There you go.
Ouch. Do you have any final thoughts, Arthur? On? Oh no, you don't. Infinity Wars.
I'm gonna go watch it. That's good, Arthur.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You need to go see it, bitch. It's so good.
Oh wait, I
It,
just
it
gotta
seems
tell.
like something that I guess you could say it. Y'all had in common was like the theory of sacrificing one to save multiple, or for the greater
many,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sacrificing many to.
It's literally saving half to save half.
Yeah, that's happening.
But also,
Like
I
a
just
Arnold
gotta.
Palmer or something.
Yeah.
I just got a voice that I feel like a lot of people who are like kind of dum-dums
Num.
try to watch this movie because they heard it's like the end-all be-all, but they weren't caught up, and so they were lost because so there's so much shit that happens in Infinity Wars. You can't really
First and foremost, you need to see Ragnarok.
You can't set up stuff in that movie.
Currently watching it.
Yeah,
Oh, so good.
but you there's not enough time in Infinity Wars for setup, right?
Yeah.
So
You have to have been set up beforehand.
if you don't understand what's going on if you don't want to watch the whole thing, which you probably should, but if you don't want to, at least Ragnarok and fucking Civil War.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
That'll catch you up.
Yeah,
Civil War.
I think those would be the minimum for sure. But like,
Yeah.
if you really want to understand what's happening, of course, the first Avengers, Age of Ultron, because it introduces some very important characters like
yeah.
Scarlet Witch,
Scarlet Witch and fucking
Silver Surfer, Quicksilver.
Silver Surfer.
yeah, Silver Surfer.
No, not Quicksilver. Fucking Vision.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, my bad.
Vision
for sure. And then Civil War,
The guy with the stone, right?
Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Ragnarok. I think those would be the 6 for you to be essentially completely caught up. Yeah. Out of the 19 that they've had or whatever. But
because I've had civilians who weren't like into it at all.
Civilians
come up to me and be like, "Hey, you're kind of into
hey,
that
you
stuff."
you want the
And I'm
comic
like,
movie?
They're like, "What was it all about?" They just started out of nowhere. And I was like, "No, they did not start out of nowhere. That was at the end of Ragnarok because they were all on the fucking spaceship because they just fled from Asgard, which got destroyed. You
stupid
motherfucker!"
Man, I'm so mad. I want to end my interest off with where it sits right now, where Infinity War sits in terms of box office worldwide, $1.6 billion.
That's like
Are they
just in
beating
2 weeks.
Are they beating Fast and the Furious 16 yet?
Actually, I think actually, because the latest Fast 7, the last one that Paul Walker was in, is like the 7th or 8th top grossing movie of all time or something like that. This is like number 5 in only 2 weeks.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so just to kind of show you how
That's
incredible
international
this movie is.
or
Huh?
just local box office?
No, that's worldwide.
Oh, worldwide.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that doesn't even-
Prestige worldwide.
Prestige worldwide.
Wide.
Yeah, so that's all I had on my interest today. You ready to hop into some
Hop into some hey
voice
go at us
emails?
and shit.
We got some voice emails today, son. You
Let's
ready
hear 'em,
for 'em?
dog.
All right, here we go. Voice email number 1.
Is that a pie pad?
Yeah, comes from who is this? Oh, this is the world famous Amanda.
All right, so your newsy bit backfired on me.
You're welcome.
You can hear Daisy in the background.
Hi, Daisy.
Because instead of being like disgusted because of the big 3, however many Big Macs this scrawny little guy ate,
30,000.
I decided that on my lunch I was going to go get a Big Mac because I had not had a Big Mac in a really, really long
Oh
time.
my
And it
God.
was
Failed.
freaking
Amanda.
delicious. And that's so gross to say because I absolutely hate McDonald's. And it's mainly because, like, you know, how moldy the food is. But anyways, I also wanted to say that I'd rather have caffeinated Justyn and Alex because y'all
Okay.
seem more energetic than the whiny ones. I mean, and not like whiny, but like, you know,
man.
whenever you're drinking wine or whiskey or whatever the case is, y'all kind of sound really low, so it's hard to be able to kind of like hear you and stuff. But
Damn.
Hashtag
anyways,
Well,
bye.
that's actually 1 vote for caffeine and like what 5 votes for
alcoholated. Yeah.
Yeah, 1v5.
Yeah. So thanks
I
for
would
the
guess y'all more focus on caffeinated.
yeah
More
for sure.
focus.
It's more focused and
Concise.
impactful.
I mean, this is going to be a 3-hour episode for sure, and
Oops.
you know exactly why.
Right.
We had some
No, but
the
we're
whiskey
both.
that you brought
This
over
is
before.
both.
Yeah, this is both. This is the coolest thing about it. On this episode, so Arthur, being as amazing as he is, brought over a thing of what was it? Irish whiskey, right?
Yeah,
is what you brought us? Jameson. Yeah, you brought us some Jameson Irish whiskey.
Yep. Caffeinates.
Yeah.
Jameson, I hardly know her, son.
He brought that over just as a gift because it's his first time on. He's a super cool, nice, handsome guy. He
Mississippi
gave that to us. So
hospitality.
we drank the whole bottle.
Yeah.
So we
He's
drank.
a gentleman. Did we really?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
it's
There's a
gone,
sip
bro.
left. So we drank the whole bottle, And, of course, Alex, what we been drinking today, my man? Also, besides that.
It don't even matter, boy.
It does. We drank Urban Alchemy. We drank some awesome blonde roast.
We already did a read for today,
really
so
good.
You thought it was pretty good, right?
Yeah, especially just to have like a black coffee, no sugar.
we're not getting
cream,
paid for 2
anything like
reads,
that.
boy.
Shut up. Yeah, we didn't have to put. You don't have to put shit in this coffee. This coffee is just great
Not a
as
nanger.
is. Not a single thing. So yeah,
No stevia.
it's 100% blonde roast.
No crema.
Colombian Supremo. It's smooth. You don't have to put anything in it, and you can find
Did
them
you
at.
forget we did a read already? It's okay.
It's okay. This is going on the audio version. You can find them at 403 East Main Street in Arlington.
Correct, Justyn.
They're open from when to when?
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday. You're right, Alex. From 7 a.m.
To 10
To
p.m.
10
to 10 p.m. They cover all your bases. So
Yep.
for this episode specifically, we have been caffeinated and alcoholinated. So let's see what you think about
Yeah,
this.
so that's a third option.
It's
for you
hard
to
to-
vote for.
It's hard to tell which side takes over, but we got a new voice. We got another voicemail that came in, sort of about that kind of. This person is also piss hammered drunk.
I can't tell who it is so far. Is it Robbie?
Hey, Justyn, Alex. Look, man, I just floated the Comal River, and
What?
I'm wasted.
That's
and I want to say, I want to say, you guys drink a lot of coffee, and you also drink a lot of wine and or beer and or mimosas.
Oh, it is Robbie.
The
Yep.
perfect recipe for it. It's Robbie, by the way.
Oh, that's who it is.
Oh, that's so loud.
There's a dichotomy there.
Sorry.
You guys master both of them. So keep drinking your coffee, your Urban Alchemy coffee, by the way.
My
This is
man.
amazing. And then keep drinking the wine and the booze and the alcohol.
Okay, so that sounds like another vote.
We're caffeinated or drunk. You guys are fucking hilarious. So
My man.
My man.
I love you. I'm at that stage of being drunk where I love everybody, and I'm talking to you on a phone that you're not listening to,
Okay,
and will
cut it.
maybe listen to in the
Cut it.
future. But you guys, I love you guys.
It gets
y'all
better.
y'all are fun. You guys, I love you. I love you guys.
That laugh.
There it is.
That laugh.
Yep. So that's a vote for both, I guess.
A
Which
hybrid
we've
of
been
the
doing.
two?
A hybrid of the two, yeah. And sorry, I know that soundbite was super loud, but yeah, go suck a dick.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie.
You the man.
And we got one fine. So I
We
guess
got another one.
Yeah, we
Wow.
do. So I guess we should.
Record.
I guess we should continue doing our coffee / some sort of whiskey, some sort of mimosa, some.
Can you
sort
shut
of
up and
beer,
just play this fucking voicemail, please?
some sort of wine? You know what I'm saying?
Look at me when I'm talking to you, motherfucker.
Don't you ever interrupt
I'm
me
already
again.
looking at you, you stupid bitch.
And here's the last one. So for this last one, it's a new segment that I want to introduce. It's a very fun thing that I think would be a lot of fun for people because a lot of people, for some reason, like this kind of shit. It grosses me out, but here we go.
It's gonna be a motherfucking murder scene.
I call it Scooty's Bits, and it's his tales from the cadaver lab.
What up, guys? I guess I just
Oh
missed
my
you,
God.
huh? Well, just want to give you an update about this lab I had today. What's crazy is that we're using a head vice. We got to put a head into this little vice. It's kind of like the casino torture scene where, you puts the head in there and keeps turning the vice until an eye pops out. Kind of just what happened.
No.
Just some facial cranial stuff. Hope you can edit all this
Tap
stuff.
it out.
Tapping
Hit
it.
that down.
Yeah, man, just wanted to give you an update.
Me
and
too,
see,
bro. What the shit?
return my phone call, because y'all don't talk to me no more. I work in the lab and you're afraid to touch me and even get near me. Anyway, give me a call back.
Tap.
Well, there it is. The very first ever Scooty's Bits. So
I think you should edit out this whole segment.
So he plans on call. Oh, by the way, I made that soundbite. It's not actually him
Oh my
cutting
God, I
bodies
thought
up.
it was.
No.
No, but
The way your imagination
No.
links it.
Doesn't
No,
matter 'cause
hell
the,
no.
The head vice part was enough.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So yeah, he plans on, just for you guys, he plans on calling in and or emailing us or texting us, letting us know of his just adventures in the cadaver lab and the kind of
That was
insane
rough.
shit that he
That
goes
was
through.
rough, man.
It was really rough, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. It's glad.
In my mouth a little bit.
I know. I think I quit the podcast.
Yeah.
I think I quit.
That's all right. Well, I have one of these lifeless heads to take over for you.
No, but even though I quit, if you like what we had to say, go ahead and leave us a voicemail. Leave us an email.
Yeah, voice us a leave mail. You can do that at 682-422-9458, which I've also figured out. And check this out, dude. This is crazy. I figured out what it spells. You want to know what it spells?
La Formadega.
No, let me go ahead and pull it up right here.
Jimangadega.
So it spells Mu'aabz58. So give us a call at Mu'aabz58.
Mu'aabz58.
It's right there. Go ahead and give us a call right there. It's easy to remember.
Twister.
Don't ever forget it. Voice us a email. Let us know what you think about this episode. Let us know what you think about Arthur. Was he a good guest or not? Tear him to shreds.
Please do.
Tear him to
shreds him to
holes.
tear.
I mean, I don't know how you want to do this, but
poke some shreds into.
Poke some shreds inside of Arthur. And if you don't want us making fun of your voice, if you don't want to leave a voicemail, you can always email us at idiotsyncraticpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us, like, subscribe, favorite, heart, bell, Vero, I don't know.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. Put us in your friends' ears as we insert ourselves into your ears every week.
Share, subscribe, rate.
Make sure to
check
tell
the
everybody.
show notes. All the information is down there. Come on.
You see,
5
I'm
stars.
so glad he's here. Exactly.
5 stars.
Motherfucker, that's right.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
what she said.
Yeah.
That's him. Don't look at me. That's him.
I know.
We need 17 billion trillion 5-star ratings and reviews, and we're not anywhere
we have to
close
beat
to
Joe
that.
Rogan.
We got to shit.
Shit.
Let's try to beat Joe Rogan. I also want to give a special shout out to some of the new countries that we've had listening to us. Yeah. Let's give a special American thank you to Peru, right?
Oh,
Peru.
Yeah.
Arigato gozaimasu.
That's exactly how you say it, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
good.
good cocaine. Peru.
And then a very special American thank you also to Kuwait.
Wow.
Whoa.
Arigato gozaimasu, right?
Ow. I don't Kuwait for nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So, thanks, guys. Make sure to spread the love. Make sure to let your friends know. If you're in Kuwait, hopefully it's legal for you to listen to us. And if it isn't, then, use us as your revolutionary tactic to overthrow the government. Am I right, boys?
I'm just saying, I probably shouldn't say this, but I hope this isn't grounds for, like, a drone strike, a terroristic drone strike.
What you motherfuckers talking about?
You think that's really going to happen?
No.
Just don't worry.
I'm just so scared. Just everything.
Does he always get like this?
Sometimes, yeah.
Disney.
If you give him a little bit too much
Deseo.
to drink, yeah. Sometimes he gets like that.
Osaka.
Arthur, thank you so much for coming on, my man.
Yep.
I'm so glad to have
Thank
you on.
very much for our guest, Arthur gozaimasu.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to plug? Are you at anywhere? Do you be staying on any site specifically that we can go to and follow you on?
Just Facebook. A. Henry Harris.
A. Henry Harris.
Yep, A. Henry Harris on Facebook. Also, he's a coach at Ironside, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Ironside MMA. Come try a
Motherfucker,
class.
I eat everything. I eat the pussy, I eat the butt, I eat every motherfucking thing.
I don't know about eating everything, but I'll teach you kids how to do jiu-jitsu.
All my